Friday night, and you know what that means. It's the award-winning Mountain Mitsubishi Friday Night Baseball with the Hamilton Cardinals here on Cable 14. And it's almost the end of a middle season series as the Cardinals host the Toronto Maple Leafs for the third time in the last 4 Fridays as we send things down to the field for our national anthem. And we welcome you in earnest inside of Bernie Arbor Stadium in Hamilton as the Cardinals get set to take on the Maple Leafs. It's Reed Duthie alongside Niels Frowastowl with Troy Islikar down at field level, also known as the three-man circus. And Neil, the Cardinals again taking on, it feels like instant replay, the Maple Leafs on a Friday night. And it's another beauty after, how many times did we say it last year? Rain half the day and then somehow, some way, the sun comes out.
Well, no sooner did I post that tweet out, hey, we're going to get this ball game, and it started raining again. And then a couple of seconds later, we got a rainbow down the right field line. So I guess the baseball gods have shone upon us once again, and we get some baseball tonight.
And it's going to be Mr. Friday night for the Hamilton Cardinals, Brett Lawson, who will take the hill once again. Lawson back after having to exit last week's game. There was a bit of discomfort in his leg, and luckily for the Cardinals and for Brett Lawson, doesn't seem to be serious.
Well, hopefully that was the whole thing. Was like to see him out mobile on his way out of the field on Friday night as well. That stuff, yeah.
As we'll go back and take a bit of a look at what happened last Friday night, as Brett Lawson started that game for the Cardinals, but he had something with his leg that just didn't seem right. He was trying to stretch it out, whether it was a cramp or a muscle spasm or a pull, and Neil, we could see that Brett Lawson just wasn't quite feeling right on the hill.
Yeah, definitely. And that's not when you see a typical Brett Lawson start out there. That was he was trying to battle his way through it, but in hindsight, I think he could be the first one to admit maybe I should have came out when I first felt it.
Well, he has been outstanding thus far on the season for the Cardinals, and he'll have to be outstanding again, Neil, as he's going to face a loaded Maple Leafs lineup that, since the last time they were in this ballpark, have taken right off, led by Jordan Castaldo in the leadoff spot. And I'll let you take it away with the rest of this batting order.
Jordan Castaldo and everybody else just going, I don't know. You can definitely tell summer is in the air for the Toronto Maple Leafs as Castaldo's going to lead off. Justin Mara is the DH tonight. Marcus Konechny is batting third. John Salazzo batting in the fourth spot at third base. Ryan DeSantos batting fifth in left field. Lachlan Maud is doing the catching tonight. Of course, the rookie had a great game Sunday afternoon at Christie Pitts. Jose Vinicio batting in the seventh spot at shortstop. Connor Lewis batting eighth at center field. And Dan Mara is batting 9 in second base.
And since that point 2 weeks ago when we saw Jordan Castaldo take to the leadoff spot, Neil, this offense for the Maple Leafs has taken flight. They're up to 6-10 on the season. They're right on the heels in the sixth spot of the Cardinals, who sit in fifth.
Exactly, and it's just, again, you just saw that when they needed to make that change, they made the wholesale change in the line. Castaldo went into the leadoff spot. Vinicio dropped down to 7, and almost saw immediate results from both guys.
As Lawson will wind and deliver, the Cardinals got off a bit of a 4-game slide, and it really was just a matter of time until the performance came back around. They got that, Neil, in their last outing with a 6-3 victory, and now they look to continue a bit of momentum. As Castaldo, sweet swing, but sends it foul.
And, there were some games in that 4-game skid there. They had opportunities to win. They went in extra innings. They had a tie ball game against the Maple Leafs, and, of course, they lost in extra frames. And other games that just seemed to slip away early from them.
As Lawson will wind and deliver, gets Castaldo swinging through, and Lawson opens his night with a strikeout.
And that is now 61 strikeouts in Cardinals home games, which means I guess let's do the math. $183. You know it? Do you donate it? 63 times 3? 189?
That sounds right to me. Yeah. Yep, we're going with it.
We're going with it. 61 strikeouts on the year now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Justin Mara will step in.
We'll just keep to the strikeout count. Let the math get figured out by themselves later on. Good enough math this week.
We both have phones with calculators.
I know, right in front of us, and we're just
doing math.
We're doing math. We're doing the hard work here. Why?
My dad, who has a math degree, is somewhere at home right now just going, oh, my God. Yep. Slauson will wind and deliver.
I can just picture my math teacher, Mr. Fruing, somewhere just shaking his head. He still didn't learn.
Yeah, exactly.
He still didn't learn.
As Lawson will take that long stride to home, goes off speed. Woo, where did that
And Troy's being awful quiet down there, so let's just figure it out ourselves here.
We will hear from Troy frequently as the night goes along.
Yeah, gave us enough rope to hang ourselves.
He's good at that. Mara shoots this one sky high. Duncan backing out of the infield, camps underneath, 2 away. So good start for Lawson, getting Castaldo with the strikeout and Mara with the pop fly. Marcus Connect steps in, but after last week, Neil, I think that's exactly what Lawson was looking for. Feeling good coming into tonight. Get a little bit of momentum rolling his way.
No question it is. He just wants to get off on a good roll and just feel confident on the hill again. Connect batting .375 in the month of July or in the month of June here. Let's not get ourselves that far ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, Lawson's looking really good so far, guys, from where I am. Cardinals dugout, and he's got a great stride to home plate and really looking confident.
Ball on the ground, Ian Tomasi, and that one is away from Rempel over at first base. DeBanning will step on. Tough play to make as Connect will be up to second base.
Marcus Connect using his wheels there, gets the infield single likely and probably the E5 on the throw, advancing to the second base. Waiting for Nate to confirm that behind us. And it has been confirmed.
That was fast.
That's why it's the best in the game.
That's right. As Cole Antomasi just couldn't quite make the ridiculous Raul Gonzalez play that we saw a week ago. I mean, that would have been a real tough one, Neil. He was bent down and trying to rush that throw to catch Connect. And that will bring in Jonathan Salazzo.
Salazzo hasn't got quite hot yet, but we just know it's a matter of time with him. Just when the weather starts to warm up, so does his bat. So
I was going to say the key word there is yet.
Yep.
Salazzo will lean in that very upright batting stance. Yet the power he generates out of it is just downright silly. As Lawson delivers, tried for the outside edge, just leaked a little bit away, 1-1.
He had one homer in Wednesday night's contest. Probably should have had 2, but unfortunately the wind kept the one in center field. He hit out there a couple of feet short. It does have 2 home runs in June and I believe 6 RBIs now.
Lawson delivers. Salazzo slaps that one through the infield. Connect has the look. He's going to round third. Bernardo has it at home plate. What a throw! Out of right field. Are you kidding me? Pardon me, out of left field. Connor Hicks gunned him. What an arm.
That's why you got a catcher in left field.
Wow. Connor Hicks with a monster defensive play. Neil will take another look. Salazzo through the infield. And watch this out of left field. One stride for Hicks. Boom.
That is all arm. And Connect's like, oh, it's already here?
Luis Bernardo could have read the New York Times Sunday edition by the time that ball got to home
and probably
plate.
got through halfway through the crossword.
Good point. We'll be right back with more Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mount Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Wilgenius Alvarado gets the start for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he was the starter the last time the Maple Leafs were in here on Friday night. And Neil, the Cardinals will have a strong lineup behind him. Only one team, the Welland Jackfish, with more runs on the season than the Cardinals as we take a look at the batting order.
Exactly. Nicholson will lead off. Marriott will bat second. Duncan third. Luis Bernardo is batting fourth. Connor Hicks with that great throw in the end of the first inning is batting fifth. Dennis DeBanning is batting seventh. Josh Niles, Tanner Rempel, and Ian Tomamasi will be the 9 batter for these Cardinals.
Cardinals, who entered the night at 7-7 on the year, they're 5th in the IBL. Only 4 teams have allowed less runs. Coincidentally, the 4 teams ahead of them, and only one has scored more.
That'd be the Welland Jackfish, as they always score lots of runs and definitely can put up runs in bunches, as they saw on the weekend if you're the Guelph Royals.
Run differential of 37 for the Welland Jackfish, as Alvarado delivering a first pitch ball to Brendan Nicholson.
The big downfall for the Maple Leafs to this point in this season has been all the errors, like extending innings, allowing teams to get extra bats and extra outs.
Cardinals have scored 99 runs on the season. The Maple Leafs 95. But to Neil's point, Cardinals have allowed 78 runs. The Maple Leafs 119. As Alvarado delivers, Nicholson shoots that to short. Vinicio up with it, and that one a bit off target. Did Nicholson make it to first? He did not on the slide. Castaldo with the tag, and it's one away, and that got a little adventurous.
Got a little adventurous there, and a good job by Castaldo to bring that one in, especially we've talked about it many times. The sun sets right in the eyes of the first baseman here, unfortunately, so they have a hard time as it is, so that's why Vinicio put that little airmail to it. And Nicholson just unfortunately couldn't land on the bag down the line.
6-3, and then a little Marcel Marceau man in the box routine from Brendan Nicholson trying to get back to the bag. Zach Marriott steps his way in. And Marriott
said he went around.
He tried to hold up, but couldn't put the brakes on. We'll take a look at the Maple Leafs defensive lineup after Marriott's at bat. As Alvarado will wind and deliver, and Marriott fights that one off as it was crowding him. Mara at second to first to Castaldo, 2 away. And in the field for the Maple Leafs tonight, when you look out into the field, it's Connor Lewis in center with Ryan DeSantos left, Marcus Connect right. To the infield, Jordan Castaldo, Dan Mara, and John Salazzo first, second, and third with Jose Vinicio at short. And Wilgenius Alvarado and Lachlan Maud are the battery for the Maple Leafs tonight.
Connect, Lewis, and drawing blank here now. DeSantos. Definitely got some good wheels beside themselves here, so yes. Cardinals are going to have to hit the gaps if they want to get anything in the outfield.
Well, Tyler Duncan steps in, and he'd like to hit a whole lot more than just the gaps. Alvarado delivers. Shot over to first, but it's right to Jordan Castaldo. And it's a quick first inning as we will go downstairs to our Troy Islikar, who had an opportunity to chat with Hamilton Cardinals manager Chris Piano.
Chris, the team coming off of a big win last Sunday. I watched a good portion of that game, and they really seemed like they were more relaxed out there, having fun, enjoying. You think that might be the key for the last little while? Have you had some bumps in the road?
Yeah, no, I think, being loose and, like I was talking to the guys before the game and said, guys, any team can win on any day, right? So it's so competitive. It's the most competitive it's ever been. So you have to come prepared to play 9 innings every time you're out there. To go into London with that crowd and, with London being London, we were just trying to go loose. We were just trying to have some fun beforehand. And I think that was the recipe to help us get ahead. And, it's so much easier to win games when you're ahead. And I think the last 5 games before that, we were just battling from behind. And that's it's hard to climb back and get those wins. So we were ahead. We never gave it up. And that was great for us.
Do you think that'll be the key for tonight? I mean, this Toronto team, you've seen them a couple times in this park. They've took one from you. You took one from them early on. What's going to be the key here tonight?
It's going to be a shootout. I know that. There's going to be a lot of runs tonight. That's what Toronto does. They push you to put runs on the board because that's what they do, right? So Toronto's a veteran team. They got a lot of older guys that know how to play the game, and we have a younger team that there's some some growth that needs to be there, and a little immaturity, but we have the firepower to really take it to them, and I think getting to their bullpen early on will help, and keeping Richardson off that mound will definitely help us. So yeah, we're looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, most definitely keeping him off the mound is crucial. Thanks very much for your time, and guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. Big thanks to Chris Piano, always very generous with his time, and very upbeat guy, Neil.
Definitely is. Definitely preaching the positivity for these guys.
We open up the top of 2 with Brett Lawson winding and delivering to Ryan Dos Santos. And he'll open the at-bat with a strike.
Dos Santos batting .298 on the season. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs.
And 1-1 the count to Dos Santos. Open in my ear, guys. Open in my ear. Lawson delivers, and Dos Santos chops that one into foul territory. And that'll be a souvenir. Down by the Cardinals bullpen, which we saw the imposing figure of Zach Cameron out there tonight.
He's a big guy.
Looked like he should be playing free safety somewhere in the CFL. And, Dos Santos, that one was a bit of a delayed call, but a looking K. And that's the second already of the night for Brett Lawson.
Indeed.
And there's pizzas running by. Where'd they get those inflatable pizza things?
I'm guessing they came from Little Caesars directly because it looks like it's just part of the costume they usually have too.
Oh, right. As Lachlan Maud puts this on the ground. Cole Iantomasi backing off at third base. That one into the grass. Whoa, just in time. Tanner Rempel backhanding it out of the grass. Jose Vinicio was not happy with the call.
Lachlan Maud, you mean? Venicio's coming to the plate.
No, Vinicio was very.
Okay.
I was watching his reaction, and he was very animated to the ump.
Yep. He's all smiles as he comes and says hello to Jeff Rose behind the plate here as well.
Well, when you've got Jeff Rose behind the plate, you know that strike zone. You and I can pretty much put our feet up and trust it.
Yep.
As Lawson, Vinicio threatening a bunt. And he's one of the few guys in the IBL that he can do that at will anytime he wants because he puts a bunt down and he's going to be at first base.
Well, speaking of bunts, I don't know if you saw the highlight or not of Josh Garton coming up on Wednesday or not.
Yeah, what was that?
So, he had 2 home runs already. So in the 5th inning, he came up just to, mess with the Leafs a little bit, squared around for the first pitch, and was just had a giant smile on his face afterwards.
I broke out laughing as soon as I saw it as Vinicio shoots this one.
Jenny thought I was watching something on Comedy Network or something because I was laughing so hard downstairs.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. Whoa, we got word from downstairs that foul from Jose Vinicio just hit the Cable 14 truck.
Vinicio, our lawyers be contacting your lawyers. It's all good.
That's right. Insurance providers are going to be necessary. It's the ball to second, and Marriott makes the play. Quick over, 4-3, and we've got a lightning quick open to this ball game as we're through 1.5 as Brett Lawson will make his way back to the dugout. Cardinals bats back in their hands when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Despite a kind of ugly afternoon weather-wise, the crowd has continued to pile in to Bernie Arbor Stadium. They were a little late arriving, and not exactly surprising. Some folks might have had to have swam here.
Well, exactly. It's like, yeah, they had to make sure the game was still on because, it did get a rain shower about 6:30 for a couple minutes here, too. So it was just like, okay. As soon as they had tweeted out the picture, like I said, yeah, it's going to be a great night for baseball, and then rain came out. Didn't even see the cloud come in. So it was just like, okay, where is it coming from?
Now, what we do understand, and probably a good thing that Lawson and Alvarado are working as quickly as they are early in this game, sometime between 10 and 11 o'clock tonight, there is weather in the area. Now, whether it's going to strike, we may not know that until 9:59.
Yeah, well, exactly.
But there is the threat, so these teams will certainly want to be playing with a lead as we get deeper into this ball game.
Well, Toronto and Guelph were battling that all Wednesday night down at Dominico Field as well. They heard the lightning and the thunder in the background, but thankfully nothing crazy came down. There was some wind. There was a little bit of a shower, but nothing major.
We're not using aluminum bats. We're all right.
No, we're all right.
Alvarado winds and delivers, and that one on the outside edge. 0-2.
I think we're on cement. We're okay. We're not standing on a tin can like we are in Hastings Stadium or something going, okay, come hit us.
Yeah, no, I think we're okay. I think we should be all right. Although Troy and I once did a football game on top of the Cable 14 truck in a thunderstorm.
I got to see pictures of this because as much as I believe you guys, I just got to see what possessed you guys to go up there.
Our old friend, and may he rest on, Donnie Edwards, convinced us that it would be a great idea.
Well, it's probably a great vantage point.
It was brilliant as Luis Bernardo goes down on strikes. It was a brilliant vantage point. It was a fantastic idea to go out because the kids playing in that football game, knowing it was on TV, gave it everything they had. I'm pretty sure
exactly.
The first time McKinnon Park High School had that kind of coverage. But the rain started coming, and there was thunder and lightning, and Troy and I were up there just dying laughing because we would have only done that for Donnie Edwards.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he got us back at some point.
Well, I know Thomas West and his crew down in Toronto have a little tent beside the press box. So Wednesday night, the wind was gusting. They were worried the tent's going to take them all the way.
I've seen that before, too.
Yep.
1-1 the count to Connor Hicks, who steps in. And what an addition Connor Hicks has been.
Indeed, he has been.
Kind of arrived out of nowhere, and
batting .333 on the season so far.
And he's going to be on base right now after getting plunked.
Does have 1 home run, 3 RBIs. And now been hit by the pitch twice.
Ooh, and that one off the elbow. He's going to be shaking that one out.
The right fielder, number 16, Dennis DeBanning.
Did they go off the armband or did it go off the other arm that's exposed?
I believe it was off the armband. As Dennis DeBanning will make his way in, and Neil, Dennis DeBanning has put himself in discussion for the All-Star voting that opened up today.
Indeed he has, batting .327. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs on the year. I'm just glad the league didn't go everybody versus the Welland Jackfish this time. They like the fans vote for both teams, the North and the South teams, and
it's fantastic.
Yep. But I noticed on the ballot, and a couple of people have already pointed out to me, there's some guys that are in there in the wrong positions too. So just be careful when everything else. I'm sure the powers that be will fix that momentarily the next day or so.
DeBanning fires that one up and out, foul, 0-2.
The other thing we have to remind folks at home is you only can use the same email address once for this ballot, so make sure.
That's right.
If you're trying to get your guys in, i.e. Mrs. Niles, et cetera, like that, you might need to get a couple more email accounts or get all your coworkers to vote for your son as well.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'll tell you, I was going through that today, and it's not easy choices. And
well, that's what I'm just sitting there going. I tweeted out and going, I don't know who to vote for because I'm going to make some unfortunate enemies all of a sudden.
Rare miss there from Jose Vinicio as Dennis DeBanning is going to be on, and it moves Connor Hicks over to third base. It looks like Vinicio had a weird hop. And
yeah, it took a weird spin on him. It's
we
just
have
like
seen that here before.
He's going to try to play it on the bounce, and then it just spun away from him.
Took a towering bounce.
Yeah.
And speaking of Josh Niles.
That's going to go in the scorebook as a single. Runners on the corners now.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame Jose Vinicio
No.
on that.
Not at all.
If that's even remotely playable, he's going to make that play. So Josh Niles, who brings one of the sweetest swings in the IBL, up to the plate, and after starting off a little cold coming back, he's found it.
He definitely has.
And almost back to that form that we saw out of Josh Niles 2 years ago when he arrived with the Cardinals and was putting on a show with the bat.
Of course, I was talking to Dylan Baker in London on Sunday afternoon just before Niles came to plate, and it was like he pointed out, yeah, the first he was like 0 for 5, 0 for 9 when he started, and then, of course, going into London last Sunday, he was 5 for 9.
Yep.
So he's definitely got his groove back on.
And a chance to add at least one RBI here with a base hit. And it looks like he's going to do just that as he'll send it into right field. Ball's going to be cut off. DeBanning's got to make his way back to first, or it's going to be a double up. And it is.
Run counts.
So the run counts as Hicks comes home, but DeBanning, thinking that that one was going to be way, way back, gets caught on his way back in. So, Neil, the Cardinals take the 1-0 lead but won't extend the inning any further.
No. Unfortunately, they won't, but it'll be a sack F9 for Niles to get the run home. And then DeBanning is doubled up 9-3 on the tail end of the double play.
So unfortunate on the end, but the Cardinals get what they need, the run across the board. They have the 1-0 lead, and we're going to hear from our friends at Armstrong Bird Food.
Sometimes the littlest things can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
And one of the most fun parts of the evening here at Bernie Arbor Stadium is the kids all over the place here, Neil.
Well, exactly. It's just like this. It's organized chaos when they all come out in waves here. Like, you see them lined up. My daughter's been down there before, too, and it's just like she has a blast. She's like, Dad, I didn't realize how many people were down here.
Yeah, it is just wild as Emily and the folks trying to direct traffic. Oh, little guy who, did he get tagged out?
I think he did.
He's making an argument right now.
Yep.
There we go. Maybe he just wanted to be the last one to come around.
Oh, maybe.
So, Neil, one of the things that you talked about earlier on tonight as we see the kids making their way back towards the stands was errors have been haunting the Toronto Maple Leafs, but last week the Hamilton Cardinals had their issues with errors in a game against the Kitchener Panthers that they likely want back, and it started a bit with Cole Iantomasi and Zach Marriott being switched. Iantomasi began the game at second, Marriott at third. And it just felt like they were never quite comfortable in those
exactly.
positions.
And then halfway through the game, they switched back, and I think everything got settled down by that point. But unfortunately, by that point, the Panthers had already run away with it on the scoreboard.
And then the one tonight, Iantomasi, although that one not his fault and did not go down as an error either, as Iantomasi.
Well, it was an infield single and an error that allowed the runner to go to second.
Well, good point. The error did not allow for the base hit. It was the extra base taken.
Yeah.
As Iantomasi tried to make the incredible play that Raul Gonzalez wowed us with a week ago.
I think I watched that like 20 times.
I did too. I still can't figure out how he did it.
Oh. I meant to ask him, but I didn't get a chance to. Maybe I'll get a chance sometime this weekend to ask. How did you find that?
He's not a little guy
No.
either, and he came running and went all the way down and in one motion threw it on a rope to first base.
He definitely did.
Just spectacular stuff as Connor Lewis is going to step in to open up the top of three for the Maple Leafs. And Lewis will swing this one into shallow center field.
That'll definitely help his average, which was sitting at 206 coming into action tonight. I might put it at the 210 around there somewhere, but yes, it would definitely help. And the Leafs have got the leadoff man aboard here to start the third inning.
And Dan Morrow will step in. Now over at first base is Tanner Rempel. He is wearing the number 3 because somehow the number 3 jersey
And the number 44 jersey's now gone missing.
Pardon me, yeah, the number 44 jersey has disappeared.
So we got an all-points bulletin on our jersey number 44. If found, turn it in.
Danny Berg is not here tonight, usually wearing the number 3. I'm not sure how they had a number 3 that was nameless to give him over.
A lot of fans buying custom jerseys. Who knows? Maybe there was just a spare Danny Berg around.
Just hadn't had the name put on it
Yep.
yet. So someone in Danny Berg's family is going to have to wait an extra week to get their jersey.
Yep. This one went off the leg. Ouch.
Yeah, that didn't feel good.
Nope.
And what's more amazing is Tanner Rempel is wearing white pants, and they're still white.
It's early. It's still early.
I mean, I just kind of figured he rolled in the infield before the game, usually.
Just to make it blend in a little bit so he got some of the hard work out of the way.
Yeah, he is just unreal at first base, and we've seen it so many times already this season, picking balls out of the dirt, making ridiculous grabs. I mean, what he's given the Cardinals at first base after playing catcher for half the season last year.
Yep.
It's been special to watch that transition. As Lawson will wind and deliver and puts that one on the outside edge, 2-2.
Yeah, so many of the skills that you have in behind home plate, you need over at first base there to be able to block balls down and get your body in front of it, and he does all that.
Troy, I haven't had the chance to talk to him about it yet, but if you get the chance while you're down there, can you ask him if he played goaltender somewhere along the line?
Yeah, absolutely.
As Lawson delivers that one, runs low, count comes full. Neil, you and I were talking about that. He had to, whether it was road hockey,
Mini
inline
stick,
hockey,
something,
yes,
something.
he had to have played goal somewhere before.
Yep.
He looks too natural.
I'm picturing that the Rempel household with the laundry thing being protected by a young Tanner.
I'm sure
Gets
they're
all over the laundry.
I'm sure they're watching online out there in BC. Maybe they can message in and let us know.
Yeah, we welcome the extra messages. We will take as many contributors to this broadcast as possible.
Exactly. We always do give credit where credit is due as well. Takes an army.
As Brett Lawson will lean in. Halfway into July and August last year, we were essentially opening the broadcast up to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Between the two of us, we had all kinds of messages rolling in. And now with Troy here, too, we're going to have them all over the place. As Lawson runs that one inside on Dan Mara, and with nobody out, runners on first and second.
Not the third inning Lawson envisioned, at least to start to it anyways, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, as we've seen many, many times.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
Not exactly the spot where you want the lineup to roll over with Castaldo, Justin Mara, and Marcus Connect all due up.
Castaldo 0 for 1 in the contest. He came into action batting .323 on the year, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, as we mentioned off the top. Only 12 RBIs in the month of June so far. Definitely a candidate for the player of the month.
This one on the ground. Quick play by Marriott to second for Duncan. Back to first. Rempel. He pulled it down on the double play.
That was a laser beam from Duncan as a first.
Oh, what a quick transition from Marriott to Duncan. And then you're right, Neil. This one had some smoke on it. So quick hands to second, and then boom. Tanner Rempel's going to need some ice for his hands.
It's ice for his hands and some a glove doctor to fix the lacing.
As Brett Lawson got exactly what he needed in that spot. And I believe Chris Piano just came out to give Brett Lawson a spike for his cleat to be able to get some of the clay out of it.
Well, again, like I said, we had some rain earlier, so, it's probably sticking in the cleats again. And last thing was Lawson to re-aggravate whatever was going on last Friday night.
Well, and of course, Brett Lawson going 6'8".
Yeah. He's landing in a different spot than you and I would ever land in.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to dial 1 before he puts that front foot down.
You can just see the mound marks even where his foot mark is compared to where Alvarado's are too.
Runs that one on the inside edge. Mara looking at it 0-2. Yeah, between Brett Lawson and Stefan Strecker, there are areas on that mound that the crew here never thought they'd have to worry about. As Lawson delivers, Mara shot that one back up the middle, and that's going to bring Connor Lewis across the plate, 1-1.
It's with these Maple Leafs trying to take Lawson out on the mound here. He's going to ask for that L string to throw behind.
He had to get just out of the way of that. Lawson tried to make the play on it as well, but just a nice piece of hitting there by Justin Mara.
0-2 pitch that got a little too far in the zone. Mara able to connect with that, throw it up the middle to tie the ball game.
Marcus Connect will step in. By the way, talking about Lawson at 6'8", Strecker at 6'6". Stephen Hospital now, a member of the Cardinals, 6'5" is what he's listed as. As Connect pops this one way up into center. Nicholson charging underneath it, and the side is retired. And Brett Lawson continuing on, just one run against so far, Neil, through 3.
He's doing what he does best, just getting the team back out on the bats as fast as possible.
And we will be right back with the Cardinals up to bat when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. It's Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. And Neil, that weather that we were talking about is affecting a little bit to our west.
It definitely is. London Majors and Welland Jackfish at the Bat Park are pushed back a little bit, delayed due to rain. Thankfully, it looks like Chatham, Kent, and Kitchener got underway at Fergie Jenkinson Field in Chatham, Kent. Panthers up 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning.
So it's just a matter of how that track's coming east.
Hope it blows the other way in a hurry.
Yeah. Go north, go south, go somewhere, just don't come here.
Don't come near the mountains.
As Tanner Rempel, wearing the borrowed number 3, steps in for his first at bat.
We got the answer as well from Dave Rempel.
Hey!
No goalie experience, but a little guy who spent his early years in California and trying to make them feel with a bucket of balls so he could work on his blocks. Always dirty. Mom was never too happy at all, but he never could get enough. And there's your answer.
This sounds exactly as I would have expected, other than the no goalie part.
Yep. Well, I explained it. He was in California, so he didn't see hockey until probably the Mighty Ducks came along.
Yeah, he would have been an inline kid, if anything,
Yep.
Playing in California. But a fielder from the very beginning, as Jose Venicios, the one who went 6'3" to throw Tanner Rempel out. What a shock, he was always dirty.
Well, comes by it naturally then.
Well, and as you've said before, Neil, at least Mom doesn't have to wash the pants anymore.
Yep.
As Alvarado with a big sweep on that off speed, but started it way too far out.
Well, I love the response Jason McKay gave to me last week when I was asking about who does the laundry for the Welland Jackfish. They apparently have a car wash hookup that hooks up to the shower in the Jackfish dressing room. They hose it off first, and they hit the power washer after that to get the dirt out.
That's great.
Oh, crap, I revealed my source again. Oh, there goes another couple beers.
Well, that
sacrifice
doesn't hurt.
had to be made.
I was going to say, that one doesn't hurt so much. It's 3-0 the count to Cole Ian Tomasi. Alvarado just a little bit of trouble finding the plate at this at-bat. Almost like he's got to retrain the sights a little bit.
Looks like he's right off the end of the map. As far as the mound, too, he's just not comfortable where Lawson has been landing, so he's trying to make the outer half of the mound his.
And Ian Tomasi will take the walk, and it's one on with one away, and Brandon Nicholson making his way in.
Like he's seriously towing the outer half corner of the mound.
Yeah.
Have to see if he adjusts when he has a left-hander at the plate. But he's like right on the side of it. Not coming down the middle of it.
Yeah, that's an odd setup. Although he got that one right over the plate, came back inside. 0-1 to Nicholson.
Yes, just it looks like the tip of his toes touching it. So he is technically engaged to it.
Alvarado delivers. Nicholson shoots it up the middle. Vinicio makes the range play to second for one. Back on to first. Nicholson's there. Fielder's choice. 2 away. Jose Vinicio showing off the range.
Yep, showing off the range and a great flip to the second baseman, Don Mara, there on that one. They almost turned 2.
If Mara didn't have to double clutch there, it would have been 2.
Yep.
Right there.
He just had to get out of the way of the runner, too. That was the other problem. Of course, the rules say you're not allowed to block the base anymore, so that's exactly what Mara was trying to avoid.
That'll bring Zach Marriott up, who, again, has just had a special open to an IBL career.
That he has.
The Hendricks College product has been outstanding for these Hamilton Cardinals. And pretty much from the day he arrived, Neil, you could see that there was something special about this young man.
Young man's batting .321 on the season coming into action tonight. 2 home runs, 13 RBIs.
Nicholson, he thought about stealing.
And then they realized who was back there and went, oh, yeah, it's him. Don't try that.
Lachlan Maude stepped up, and Nicholson had to scramble back to first base.
Yeah, I can't share exactly the details of the text message from manager Dino Romel post Wednesday night's game when I asked him how Mara did against him, and it's like, yeah, it was one of those nights.
And you got to figure Mara's been showing the secrets.
But actually, it's not Mara back here. Yeah, it's actually
it's Lachlan Maude.
It's Lachlan Maude,
Yep.
So definitely he's been imparting some knowledge on the youngster.
Yep. I mean, that's who you're playing behind as a catcher. You got to pull up the chair and sit under the learning tree.
Oh, exactly. You think about it, Lachlan Maude's 19.
And that time Nicholson tried to take off as Marriott fights it off foul, and that just kept curving away from Ryan Dos Santos. We know Brandon Nicholson is never shy about getting a jump.
No. If he can figure out your move, he's definitely going to take the extra few feet here.
He was almost daring Alvarado to throw over.
Yep. Well, again, because he's one of these guys, he knows the new rules and how to take the most advantage of them.
He is the stolen base king in the IBL. And Marriott will hammer this one into center field. Connor Lewis will step up for it. Nicholson's going to go first to third.
And Lewis had the rush to throw into the infield just to make sure they keep Nicholson at third and not going home.
So it's another base hit for Zach Marriott. And now Rocky Mountain Thunder. Tyler Duncan stepping in with an opportunity to give the Cardinals right back the lead.
Duncan 0 for 1 in the contest, hit a grounder to the first baseman, Jordan Castaldo, his last time up.
Great piece of hitting there, guys, by Marriott. That 89-mile-an-hour fastball right to deep center.
Troy's got the toys out down there.
And he does.
As Duncan got caught with it running inside.
And not the standard issue, baseballs were radar guns either.
Alvarado is that fastball is tailing out in between consistently between 87 and 89 all game so far.
Wow.
I'd be blinking and going, okay, it's past me, right?
Yeah. Alvarado bringing some serious smoke as he tries to challenge Duncan, who slams this off a fence way foul at Bernie Arbor. Boy, this is quite the battle. 0-2 to Duncan, but if Duncan had been around on that pitch, Neil, it's out of here.
Exactly. Alvarado thinks he probably got away with one there.
Alvarado delivers, got Duncan to stare at it, and he'll make his way off the hill Alvarado into a little bit of trouble, gets out of the trouble. We are through 3 full innings, 1-1 the score. We'll be back with more Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 after this.
Stepping up to the plate, the third baseman, number 17, John Salazzo.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Jonathan Salazzo leading off the top of the 4th inning, and he'll shoot the first pitch from Brett Lawson foul. We're 1-1 opening up the 4th. And Neil, I've got good news. The rain that has plagued London, as Salazzo puts this on the ground, Duncan backhands it over to first, and Rempel one away. Another really nice play from Tyler Duncan. The rain that has affected the London game is going to stay south of us.
That's very good news.
So as of right now, as we take another look at Duncan's fine handiwork, we are not expecting rain in the Hamilton area until closer to 11 o'clock.
Hopefully by that time you and I are both in the car on the way home.
That would be the plan. As Brett Lawson delivering outside to Ryan Dos Santos. So I'm sure both these teams, just in case, would still like to get out to a lead that they can hang on to.
Oh, exactly.
But it looks like we've got suddenly a pretty good chance to get 9 innings of baseball in tonight.
If my math's correct, I think there's four games in the intercounty that have been suspended at various points so far. Of course, one of our games, the home opener, which is going to take place, I guess, get resumed on June 30th on a Sunday afternoon. Are you going to be joining us that day, or are you going to be off and enjoying family time?
I think I'm off on that day.
No worries.
Although if you're going to do 2 games, I might have to.
Actually, it's just a normal scheduled game. So we're going to resume it from the bottom of the 2nd inning. There's nothing else.
Oh, it was an off day that they've put it on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were bringing in Guelph for a double.
No,
Dos Santos on the ground. Ian Tomasi not in time. Dos Santos.
Dos Santos just got too good of wheels to break down on that one. Cole Tomasi not even going to have a chance over there unless he threw a perfect throw, and it had to be a perfect missile to get him in time.
He got it over there, and again, Rempel down to a knee. Perfect job to get the ball, but
I think Rempel's just battling the sun out there, too, because you see where it comes down in the first baseline. Even with the glasses on, we saw Julian Johnson struggle with it a little bit when the Leafs were here the last time, too.
And, of course, it is June 21st. It is the longest day of the year. And for the next, month and a half.
Yep.
9 o'clock plus sunsets. It's back to first base. Just hopefully not 40-degree heat.
Yeah, tonight's actually the coolest night I think I've been in the press box all week, so I'm okay with that.
I was in Sarnia for league meetings for the OHL earlier this week, and we had dinner on a patio.
Oh.
And it was 7 o'clock, and you'd think this should be really nice.
Yep. No, it was just
41 degrees.
Yep.
Whew.
Well, I usually cover the Guelph junior team on Wednesday nights, and unfortunately I pulled the plug in the game just because the cameras kept overheating. I was like, okay, I'm not risking my equipment here. Sorry, guys.
Nothing you could do.
And then thankfully they got thundered out anyways about an hour later, so I didn't feel so bad.
Well, and that was the thing. I was surprised that it's taken, nearly a great catch in foul ground that bounced off of hands. I was surprised it took as long as it did for thunderstorms to roll in with the kind of heat that we were experiencing. Luckily, league meetings were well air conditioned. So
that's good.
Yeah. Folks in Sarnia put us up in a lovely spot right down by the water.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So if it wasn't so hot, it'd been a great night for go for a walk or
well,
something.
that was the thing. I think the intent was be right down by the water. You can go hang out, go sit out by the water and have dinner. Great idea. When they booked it, there's no way they could have expected 41 degrees.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't listed in the Farmer's Almanac either. Yeah, it's going to be really hot that day.
Yeah, no, it certainly wasn't. As we'll take another look at the foul back from Lachlan Maud.
Ouch.
Jeez, we've seen a couple of Maple Leafs sting themselves in this ball game.
Jeff Rose giving him all the time he needs to just, get his wits about himself, maybe say a couple choice words off to the side so kids can't read it on microphones, and we go back to action.
Mark of a veteran umpire who knows what he's doing back there. Lawson delivers. Bernardo's going to hop up. Dos Santos. Oh, what a steal. Bernardo put that on the money, and it wasn't in time.
Dos Santos got good wheels, and he got a good read on that where the ball was coming in, so he slid to the back part of the base.
There is not much more that either Zach Marriott or Luis Bernardo can do in that spot.
Nope.
That's a great piece of base running and another strikeout for Brett Lawson, who gets Lachlan Maud swinging, and it's 2 away.
2 away now, and Jose Vinicio, the shortstop, coming up the bat. So the infield will have to be very mindful if he hits a chopper on the infield here. You're going across the diamond anyways, but now you got to put a little more oomph on the baseball to get the speedster going down the line.
Well, Lawson tantalized Maud with that one, and it just dove right down.
That's a veteran taking advantage of a younger player, that's for sure.
Lawson will deliver. Look at the hook on that. 0-1 to Vinicio. He started that one halfway into the other batter's box.
And it just broke back in.
I mean, we are seeing Brett Lawson this season put on some brilliant performances as then he hits the gas and nearly gets Vinicio coming out of his cleats. Is it just me or is Brett Lawson really fun to watch do his thing?
He is. I've been spoiled. I've seen him so many years over the years. When he first came back from Edmonton and was with the Guelph Royals and everything else, I got to see that on a regular basis, almost like every Tuesday night.
It is somebody's lighting off fireworks somewhere.
In a car, no less. That was kind of silly of them.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No, what if it goes wrong way, guys? And explain that one to the insurance company.
So here's the thing.
Yeah. You're going to get a kick out of this one.
Yeah.
I thought I had the window down, but it didn't, and it deflected into the back seat, and, well, now the car's on fire.
As Lawson delivers that one, we'll get into the dirt. I have a friend who went to school for insurance adjusting and said that he's heard some of the craziest stories.
I can imagine insurance guys would probably just talk our ears off for hours about weird insurance claims. Where's from Jake from State Farm when we need him?
As Brett Lawson will wind and deliver and gets Vinicio swinging through it. Another strikeout for Lawson as he's racking them up tonight.
He is absolutely dialed in.
Make it 4 through 4 innings, 2 in the top of the 4th, and we'll head to the bottom of 4 when we return to Mount Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball, and we are actually going to head downstairs and find out where Troy Islikar is wandering around this building.
Guys, I'm in the stands here with Shayla, Aubrey, and Sean. And it's Aubrey's birthday today, and of all the places that she wanted to go on her birthday, she picked the Hamilton Cardinals game. And Shayla, this is your second game from what I understand. What brought you guys back to Hamilton Cardinals?
It's the next closest thing to the Jays game. You don't have to go to Toronto. You've got your own city here. You've got your whole town, and just as much excitement as getting MLB tickets.
Well, Aubrey, happy birthday. And you were telling me earlier that you have a couple favorite parts of the game that you like. What do you like the most?
I like when the Hamilton Cardinals get a run.
And what was that? Did you run the bases?
Yeah.
Running the bases. And Sean, you came here for Father's Day was your first game. Again, another big day, and you picked to come to a Cardinals game.
Yeah, we just realized that we lived down the street, and the game was going on. We're like, hey, it's something to do, and I love baseball, so it's a great family activity, and it's good. It's a good game.
Well, guys, lots of families here and lots of stuff for them to do once they get here. Concessions, games, lots of entertainment. This is why this family here chose to come to a Hamilton Cardinals game on Aubrey's birthday. Guys, back to you.
Well, thanks so much, Troy and Aubrey. Happy birthday from us up here. I asked where Troy was around the stadium because I'm so short I can't see over the ledge.
It's these chairs too. We just can't see. If I don't sit upwards, I can't see over top of the ledge either. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I got short suddenly. Next year we need new chairs.
Big chairs.
Yes.
Like those gaming chairs, right, with the nice big backs on them.
Yes, we got one of those in my basement, which is going to be now in an office in a new place in a month. So yes. Which reminds me, I got to go downstairs and pack a bunch of stuff tomorrow.
I just got all the basement in our place cleaned out. My wife and sister-in-law did an incredible number on it, and luckily left me out of it because cleaning is not my forte.
Nor is it mine. I defer that one to Jenny.
And I try to help. I really do. Yep. I'm good with a vacuum. That's my gimmick.
Give me a vacuum, okay? I'm fine. I'd rather I'll stick to the kitchen or something else, and then I'll make dinners, I'll make breakfasts, whatever.
But yeah, that's where I'm cooking. I like cooking, and vacuuming I'm pretty good with. But when it comes to the actual cleaning and organizing, I just find stuff kind of moves positions. It doesn't really get organized.
No, it just moves over. Oh, it was in this pile. Now it's over here.
That's right. It was over in the left. Now it's on the right. Now it just moves. It doesn't actually get cleaned up.
No.
It's 3-1 the count.
Bernardo struck out in the second. 0 for 1 in the contest.
Love hearing from the fans here about how much they enjoy coming to Hamilton Cardinals games, and as Bernardo will take the walk down to first base, and it just speaks to a couple of things, really. The job that Eric Spearin and his team have done in this ballpark and revitalizing baseball in Hamilton, and the rising knowledge and rising awareness of the IBL in their communities.
Oh, no question.
The league, I don't think, has ever been in a better position than it is right now. And there's what we're talking about. The grandstand's right in front of us. They're pretty well packed up again on a day where it was raining all day.
Yep.
Or all afternoon, anyway.
Well, exactly. And it's just like, hey, they probably checked on Cable 14 and say, hey, the game's on. Okay, it's not raining. Let's go down to the park ourselves rather than watching it at home.
It's a great ballpark to be in. Beautiful area here on the East Mountain. And I thoroughly enjoy getting to come out here on Friday nights and do these ball games. As Alvarado sweeps it on the inside, 1-1 the count to Connor Hicks.
Well, it's definitely one of the highlights of my weekend, that's for sure, and Jenny's included. We just love coming. We get the away time on the road down here, so we got like a 45 minutes just to converse, to catch up on things throughout the week. Her job as a educational assistant at school and everything else. Of course, next week is the last week of school, so we're just kind of gauging how these kids are as far as their attention levels and everything else. It's just kind of like, okay. My son's graduation was last night. It was amazing to see. he won an award which he had no idea he had won or anything like that. So he was just elated, and all his classmates and everything supporting him last night too.
They surprised him with the award?
Yeah.
I had that in my high school graduation. I won an award for essentially writing what was a thesis in my history class on why the 1972 Summit Series was an important moment in
Why
the Cold
am I not
War.
surprised? It would had to be hockey related with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and
of course 72 was just like
somehow that won an award. Alvarado will wind and deliver, and caught the edge, 3-2. I wanted to challenge myself. I very much enjoyed history classes all the way through to post-secondary, and still enjoy reading history. And I had a very high mark in that class, I'll say that. And I wanted to challenge myself at the end. As Hicks will shoot this into center field, but Lewis is going to get underneath it, and Bernardo will step back one away.
Cardinals trying the hit and run there with the 3-2 count, nobody away. Nothing to risk there. Hicks hit the ball in the screws, but unfortunately got a little too far underneath it. And it's an easy out as Lewis was able to reel that one in for the first out on the F8.
And that'll bring Dennis DeBanning to the plate.
You get the feeling as this game goes on, it could be one of those tight ones that, it could be a 3-2 ball game, could be a 2-1 ball game, it could be, unless somebody just drastically has a downturn on the mound here.
Which is funny considering Chris Piano said that he thought this was going to be a shootout tonight.
Yep.
Which the last two games between these two teams have been. As DeBanning's going to get that one to drop. Bernardo's on his horse, round second. He'll be in at third. DeBanning with the single. It's his second single of the ball game. And just like that, runners on the corners with one away, and Josh Niles will step in.
Niles with the sac fly F9 his last time up. DeBanning got doubled off at first to end that inning, but the run didn't come home to score. And Dave Rempel chimes in again on our social media. We appreciate the little tidbits as well. Dave will talk when Tanner comes up after Niles.
As Josh Niles looking to jump on something. As Alvarado induces the pop. Bernardo standing at third. Is he going to have a chance to come home? He's going to try it. Bernardo flying through. Lachlan Maud. Not in time. Bernardo slide. Scores the run.
He's asking for help up. Help, I've slidden and I can't get up.
Tanner Rempel over to help his catcher. So 2 sac fly RBIs in the game for Josh Niles.
I'm not sure if he split his pants there and that's why he couldn't get up or what.
Now that would be something else.
Yeah.
A catcher who's in a crouch half the game splits his pants by sliding. Look at this slide in from Luis Bernardo. Just
yeah, I think he might have.
barely.
Yeah. Something.
He right away turned to Tanner
Yep.
Rempels. Give me a hand here. As DeBanning getting checked back to first.
Josh Niles with his second sacrifice fly of the night here gives the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. And Dave Rempel chimes in on the social medias again. Thank you again, Mr. Rempel. Tanner even took T-ball way too seriously. There was no dandelion picking our noses out there. It was all business all the time. You're 6, not getting drafted anytime soon, but have some fun. There's a little clip of young Tanner on our social media swinging away at the T-ball. Man, he looks serious.
Oh, man. That's fantastic. And Tanner Rempel, who it's funny Dave talking about what a competitor he is because you couldn't meet a nicer person
exactly.
off the field. He is a one-of-a-kind kind of personality. Talked before, he reminds me so much of Billy Brubaker from Summer Catch.
Yep. I got to watch that movie again.
It's a summer favorite for me.
Yep.
As Alvarado brings it outside. And Rempel sitting on the 1-2.
Have never looked at a cucumber the same way ever since then either. Kids, don't go Googling that.
What a movie.
Yep.
What a movie.
When you're older, we'll have that discussion.
That's right. Something about salads.
Yep.
As Alvarado He'll deliver to Banning on the run, and Rempel clatters this into left center field. That'll roll back towards the track to Banning, charging hard. He's going to come all the way around, and it's an RBI double for Tanner Rempel.
Tanner Rempel got that one on the screws and hit it off the Life Lab signs in left center field here to make Dad and Mom proud back at home, I'm sure. Cardinals now up 3-1.
This is a pretty piece of hitting right here. Swings that and sends Connor Lewis on the run for it. Dennis DeBanning charging hard all the way around. 2 away, Cole Tomasi steps in.
And Dennis DeBanning probably right off the crack of the bat knew, okay, if it's in the gap, I'm going home anyways with 2 away. Got to try.
Alvarado delivers. That one comes in low. 1-0 the count. So a little bit of insurance there delivered by Tanner Rempel to put the Cardinals up 3-1. But as we know, this Toronto team can turn games in the blink of an eye.
They definitely can.
Alvarado delivers. Tomasi shoots this one right center, tracking back, but charging on will be Marcus Connect. And that will end the 4th inning with the Hamilton Cardinals getting 2 across. They lead by a 3-1 score. You're watching Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And our friends at Mountain Mitsubishi, as always, delivering for us on Friday nights as Brett Lawson makes his way back out to open up the top of the 5th inning.
Lawson's been dealing so far through 4, hoping it continues through another half inning so he can be considered for the win here.
And remember, that's Mountain Mitsubishi at 2515 Upper James. Our great partners on Friday nights. Drive your ambition. And the ambition for the Cardinals, well, we know, Neil, they want home field in the playoffs this season.
They definitely do. They saw the disadvantage. They had to go into Barrie 3 times last year.
As Brett Lawson will deliver, and that one a little bit away, 1-0. I believe that's Dustin Richardson just exiting the Maple Leafs locker room there. And as Chris Piano said earlier, that's somebody they would like to keep off the hill tonight.
Anytime you can avoid going down to the call of the bullpen to see Richardson coming out in the hill, that means you've probably done your job early. That's for sure. Usually comes in late inning situations when the game's on the line or on the verge of being on the line or in lockdown mode.
2 weeks ago, we saw him step in for the save.
3 straight strikeouts.
Lewis on the ground, charging is Duncan. Can he deliver it to Rempel in time? He does. 1 away.
Great read by Tyler Duncan on that play, and the bounces there, and then throwing another missile across to Tanner Rempel at first.
Dan Morrow will make his way up. As Luis Bernardo will reset the gear.
Mara got a walk in his first time up in the 3rd.
Now, he and Connor Lewis started that run back for the Maple Leafs that tied the game at 1 at the time. Lewis was the run that scored. Mara got caught in the double play with Jordan Castaldo.
Yep.
As Lawson delivers, and Dan Mara will fire this into right field. DeBanning underneath, 2 away.
A few steps to his left, makes the catch, the one-handed grab. F9 goes the putout, 2 away now. And back to the top of the Maple Leaf order here.
Jordan Castaldo, his 3rd time up on the evening.
Number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
Strikeout and a ground ball into a double play in the 3rd inning.
Now, we have pretty consistently seen Brett Lawson get through 5 innings in his starts before the Cardinals turn to the bullpen. But so far, Neil, the way he's dealing, you wonder if with, of course, Castaldo, Mara, Connect, and Salazzo, the next 4 batters that he's going to face, you wonder if the run is going to be a little bit longer tonight. Doesn't look like a whole lot of action right now in the Cardinals bullpen as Castaldo gets this one to fall in front of DeBanning, who, with Castaldo, is forced to play back in right field.
Oh, exactly. Play back in right field and do the safety grab on that one, concede the base hit, catch it on the bounce, keep Castaldo at first with 2 away.
So Justin Mara up with 2 away, and Jordan Castaldo over at first.
He did pitch into the 6th inning against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers on that Sunday afternoon with all the wind here. So it was just a weird afternoon. He got the ball up in the air. He was walking off the mound in the 6th inning, and it cleared the fence. He was shocked. I was shocked. I was like, okay, that left the yard.
That was a weird day for a baseball game.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was essentially a windstorm.
Yep, windstorm that got some rain in the middle of it, too. And it was just like, okay, that's not going to get all the way through 9. But we somehow did.
Yeah, that was a wacky weather day. And
the Barnstormers snapped their losing streak on that day.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of a bit of a funk for the Cardinals, where it just seemed like, although things at times were going right, it wasn't all connecting.
No. Thankfully, we hope they've turned the page now and off the better days.
Well, a young team are these Hamilton Cardinals. As Lawson delivers. Key veterans in key positions. But you look around the diamond, Neil, and it's a lot of youth in this lineup for the Cardinals, including their 2 most recent signees in Cameron and Hospital, who are just done at Niagara University.
Well, exactly. And, of course, Niagara University having a turnover, and congratulations to their head coach. And their interim head coach, Matt Spadafora, is a former Guelph Royal. Great recruiter. George Salim speaks very highly of him and everything else, so Niagara's program is in great hands. And congratulations to Matt. I reached out via email to him. I said, you probably don't remember me from your days with the Royals and everything, but I remember you, and all the best to you.
Well, he's got some recruiting work to do to replace the likes of Cameron and Hospital.
Yep.
Cardinals very happy to get them. As Lawson will deliver the 3-1. Chop to first. Tanner Rempel will take a couple of steps back. And Lawson out of it again. Brett Lawson continues on dealing. Cardinals will have the bats for the bottom of 5 when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. It's Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Neil, Cardinals holding a 3-1 lead. Another beautiful Friday night here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. And they have that 3-1 lead courtesy of a couple of runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Let's go back and take a look at how we got to that, as Josh Niles was the first to drive one in.
Niles with the second sacrifice fly of the night, bringing home the Luis Bernardo, which we are sure. Wasn't sure if he had a wardrobe issue or what there.
And then Tanner Rempel with a really pretty piece of hitting, and here comes Dennis DeBanning.
Banning going hard first to home on that play with 2 away.
And Tanner Rempel feeling it, doing it with the glove for the Cardinals tonight and doing it with the bat. As they will turn the lineup over here to open up the bottom of 5 with the IBL stolen base king, Brandon Nicholson, stepping in.
Nicholson 0 for 2 in the contest, a ground out to the shortstop and reached on a fielder's choice in the third, but he didn't come home to score. He's had some bad luck with the plate lately, but I think he's about to turn the corner any time now.
He's one of those players we talked about when the Maple Leafs started the season slowly that you knew before long the numbers were going to come up. Brandon Nicholson's that same kind of guy. As you get into, we're in late June, you get into July and where you really need the veterans to step up, there's one of them. And you can count on Nicholson to give pitchers nightmares on the base paths. As Alvarado delivering high, 1-1. Alvarado, who, as Troy mentioned to us earlier, was dealing between 87 and 89 as he'll induce the fly from Nicholson, 1 away with Dan Mara under it.
Nicholson retired on the F4 for out number 1, and Zach Marriott will come up the bat. He's 1 for 2 in the contest with a single his last time up in the third inning.
Marriott followed by Duncan and Bernardo. As Alvarado, that one ran way inside before cutting back. Didn't catch the plate, 1-0.
We do have baseball in London. It is scoreless in the bottom of the second inning between the Jackfish and London Majors. Top of the 5th inning at Chatham-Kent, the Barnstormers leading the Kitchener Panthers 4-3.
That Chatham-Kent Barnstormers team, they can score runs.
They can score runs, and I feel bad for the Panthers. They played last night in Barrie, and then they have to go right around and go all the way to Chatham-Kent tonight.
That's a quirk in the schedule as Marriott swings through strike 2. And not a pleasant one at all. And going Thursday, Friday, I mean, can they stay on the road? A lot of these guys have jobs.
A lot of guys have jobs, so, they probably got home from Barrie probably about, what?
Alvarado gets Marriott staring 2 away.
Midnight, maybe 1 o'clock last night. Turned around, went to work today.
Oh.
Had a short day, had to get back on the bus for Chatham-Kent, so that's probably, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, more than likely.
I don't envy those guys at all.
No, that's a tough one. That's a lot of back and forth. As Alvarado will wind and deliver to Duncan, and Duncan hasn't quite been able to solve the Alvarado riddle just yet.
Nope, looks like he took something off that pitch too and just had Duncan way out in front of it.
A little bit of work beginning for the Maple Leafs in the bullpen, but not a whole lot. Looks like actually it's Dustin Richardson that's up and throwing.
I think he's just playing catch to stay loose.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I don't think they've got any plans on Alvarado coming out anytime soon here. Cardinals, nobody throwing on their side either. As Alvarado delivers and gets Duncan swinging through that 1-2. So both teams look pretty content to give their pitchers a little bit more rope here.
Well, we are like we said, we're now into the official first day of summer, so guys have got to stretch out a little further to see what they can do.
Alvarado winds and delivers. Didn't get the call.
And plus now you're pretty much in a situation where you're playing 3 or 4 games in a week now too, so everybody's got to just, eat up another inning or 2 just to keep the load more balanced for the back end.
Can you give us 6? Can you give us 7?
Yeah. Hey, here's an Advil. Can you go 8?
Duncan slams this one into left field. Dos Santos, did he come up with that?
He did.
Oh, what a catch.
Ryan DeSantos robs Tyler Duncan of extra bases.
Tyler Duncan was staring in disbelief as Ryan Dos Santos comes up with a monstrous catch. Oh, that one should have been right past him. He extended every inch he had to get it, and a big grin.
Big grin on his face as he throws that one back in, and I'm sure he's going to get lots of high fives from his defense when he comes back on.
5 innings down. We'll be back from break on Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 after this. Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball, presented by Mountain Mitsubishi here on Cable 14 as Marcus Connect took a swing at Brett Lawson's offering and flies out to Brendan Nicholson to open up the top of the 6th inning.
F8 one away here in the 6th inning as John Salazzo will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2 in the contest with a single in the 1st inning and a ground out to the shortstop his last time up.
The only time a pitcher wants to see Jonathan Salazzo is when there's no one on base.
Exactly.
As Lawson will wind and deliver, and that one will run inside. As we just took a look back there at Ryan Dos Santos and his spectacular grab to end the bottom of the 5th. And Salazzo caught swinging through the offering from Brett Lawson. Battle of highly regarded veterans right here.
No question.
Stefan Strecker told us a couple weeks ago he believes he and Brett Lawson are like Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets.
Yep. Didn't identify which one with which, so we're gonna let you guys figure that one out yourselves.
Yeah, they can tell us which one.
Yep.
Between the two of them, it's like walking through the redwoods. So I'm not telling them anything.
Nope.
The
Other than good game.
Yeah, that's exactly
Please don't
it.
eat me.
That is exactly my extent of what I'm going to offer up.
Yep.
As Lawson will wind and deliver. And that one runs high, full count. Salazzo, he's trying to make Lawson pitch him in. And
Yep. He's trying to get something in his wheelhouse that he can turn on, which he's
Law-
done many times in this ballpark.
and Lawson is not obliging to this point. 3-2, Lawson delivers. Salazzo held off. He'll take the walk.
1-out walk for Jonathan Salazzo, the conductor, down to first. And they'll bring the aforementioned Ryan DeSantos up to the plate now.
Dos Santos, who had a single in the top of the fourth, and then a brilliant stolen base. The entire combination of Lawson, Bernardo, and Marriott at second could not have done more to get him on that steal, and just a really pretty piece of base running.
Oh, exactly. He read the throw down where the fielder was taking the baseball and went to the far side of the base. Said, "Okay, you're going to try to come after me. You're going to have to reach around me. You've got to get behind yourself to tag me out."
Dos Santos, hot shot on the ground. Ian Tomasi to second for one to Marriott, and not in time.
No, you're not going to get that one on that speedster, that's for sure.
It'll be the fielder's choice. Salazzo cut off at second. Cole Ian Tomasi, smart move to get the lead runner. Marriott tried desperately. Had a nice throw back over to Rempel, but as you mentioned, Neil, you're not going to get Dos Santos.
Salazzo retired on the fielder's choice 5-4. And Dos Santos will take his spot at first, with now 2 away.
Lachlan Maud on the ground. Ian Tomasi from third to first. Got him. Beautiful throw from Ian Tomasi on a dart to Tanner Rempel. And Brett Lawson has worked through 6 and is looking as good as we have seen him in what has been a really strong season thus far for the towering righty for the Cardinals. And with that interaction, Neil, I'm wondering if we might have seen the end of the night.
I think we're seeing that. So, hey, big guy, great job tonight. But here's a hug. By the way, your night's done. Thanks for the 6 innings.
6 innings of 1-run ball from Brett Lawson. Can't ask for any more than that, as we will return with the Cardinals half of the 6th. You're watching Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Luis Bernardo standing in the Cable 14 on deck circle. That was brilliant branding from Jonathan Friedman and the team at Cable 14.
I keep asking if we can somehow get that turned into a carpet. I'd have a great spot in my new office for it, right in front and center there, Jono.
Do you want it with the dirt kicked on it by Luis Bernardo?
No, it's got to be clean. So. Jenny would have my head if I brought that in that room. You're bringing that in? Like, come on.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Go hose it off at least. Maybe take it to well and let Jason and the crew down there do a little power wash to it for a bit.
Yep. That was my first thought. I knew where you were going right away.
Yep.
As was Genis Alvarado.
I didn't know you guys had merch. I'm like, there's merch? Like I saw John walking the hat out. You've got a vest? I feel like kind of left out here.
Yeah, we got to talk to somebody and
yeah, there we go.
See. Oh,
there we go.
There's a hat in the truck for Neil. There we go.
Nora, that's Dad's hat. You're not stealing this one. You hat thief.
As Alvarado delivers and gets Bernardo looking at it.
Daddy loves you, but you're not stealing that hat.
Well, over the years, Cable 14 has been extremely generous. I got a really nice quarter zip that I always take golfing when it's not 41 degrees.
Yep.
But as Bernardo swings through 1 and 2.
This is the Will Genis Alvarado we saw last year. He's definitely getting back his rhythm, getting back to his groove here. He's definitely looked like he's figured out a lot of things in this league the second go around now.
Alvarado delivers. Bernardo reached out. Vinicio over to first, 1 away. Looked like Bernardo with a bit of a protection swing there and ended up grounding that one right to the talented shortstop for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I got Bernardo on Instagram, and it's just like at 6 o'clock in the evening, I've got this live. Luis Bernardo is going live. He's in the gym working out. There's nobody else around him. He's pumping the weights, making everybody else who was eating their dinner, feeling kind of inadequate after that.
You stand next to Luis Bernardo, and he is just an intimidating figure.
Yeah.
Like you can see the time in the gym has paid off. And actually, when I found out he was the same age as me, I thought, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Well, when he first came in, I was like, okay, how old is he? And then I see him FaceTiming his kids, and I'm like going, they're not little kids.
No, I was amazed when I found that out. As Alvarado delivers and puts that one on the inside edge, 1-2. Looks like multiple pitchers for the Cardinals starting to get loose. And Zach Cameron is one of them. As Alvarado looking to deliver that 1-2. And had a little bit too much break on that. Runs way outside. Trying to get a good look at who that is operating alongside of Cameron in the bullpen right now. It might be, and it is, Cade Kozak.
Yep.
And, Alvarado started that one out at the hip of Hicks, and it just never cut back in. Hit by pitch will put Connor Hicks for the second time tonight on first base.
Hicks is going to have a couple more Rawlings marks on his body tonight, but he's going to be on base for the second time.
Last time he came around to score. That was the first sac fly from Josh Niles, as Dennis DeBanning will step in.
DeBanning with a pair of singles so far, a run scored. Got doubled off in the second inning on a 9-3 to end the inning.
Ah, yes, the ever common 9-3. About a 7-2 in this game.
Yep.
DeBanning fought that off and shot it into right. It just rolls up in front of Marcus Connect, and it's 2 on with 1 away for Josh Niles.
That's a good piece of hitting by Dennis DeBanning, not trying to do too much with it, just trying to bat meet baseball here. What was heading for the outer half, and he sort of extends the bat here and takes it the other way.
As a massive Chris Stapleton fan, I also very much appreciate the walk-up for Josh Niles.
I was never a big country fan growing up and everything else, but now I got to admit, it's starting to grow on me. Like, there's a lot of stuff growing on me here. It's just like, okay, like Jenny has it on in the car all the time, so maybe that's where it's, I don't know, reaching me via osmosis or something. But yes, it's definitely growing on me.
Yeah, my buddies knew as soon as I moved to Smithville that
Yep.
I was already a big country fan. One of my best friends said, all right, well, we've lost him forever.
He's gone.
It's Alvarado. Winds and delivers, and that one comes in for the 0-1. I always joke, too, because when country music in the last decade or so has really become cool.
Yep.
I was a country fan before it was cool. Alan Jackson, Reba McEntire, Garth Brooks. As Niles reaches out and tees that one back into the mesh. I can vividly remember watching the Grand Ole Opry after Bruins games on Saturday night with my dad.
Yep.
Hee-haw.
Yeah. There we go. There's another one.
I'm also a NASCAR diehard. It's also part of the reason Sundays I'm not usually anywhere other than watching a race with my oldest. Lachlan Maud tried to pick that one up and deliver it over to third and didn't have the time.
Something there. Did it go off his body first, or?
It might have, especially the way he's leaning down.
Yep.
Oh boy. And then Maud tried to scoop it and send it over. Connor Hicks.
He might have pulled something here.
On the run. And yeah, they're going to give Lachlan Maud a moment. And rightfully so. Maud made a great block on that pitch.
Yep. Well, the manager, the coach is, I don't know if he's laughing at him or just having a good joke with him. I guess he's all right. He's going to stay in the ball
Let's
game.
give a big round of applause for Lachlan Maud.
Well, toughness there from Lachlan Maud. Not exactly sure where he took that ball. I think I've got a decent idea, judging by the way he was crouched.
Yeah, and Jeff Rose behind there just having some words of wisdom, too.
You sure you're okay, kid?
Yep. No crying in baseball, but you might be okay to cry.
Yeah, I would think so. So a little bit more danger now here for the Cardinals, and Niles will be on base for the first time tonight as he gets hit by the pitch.
Still got no official at-bats here in this ball game. He's got a pair of sacrifice flies and now hit by a pitch.
Might be looking at his line at the end of the game going, how could he have been so effective in this ball game and not had an official at-bat?
Tanner Rempel, who drove in a run his last time up with a double, will come up to bat now with bases loaded and just one away.
More country music. As Tanner Rempel.
I had no idea that was Post Malone until I actually came up with my
Rempel
Alexa.
hammers this into right center field. Hicks is going to come around to score. DeBanning's on his horse. Niles trying to go first to home. He's in. Rempel clears the bags. 3 RBI double. What a night for Tanner Rempel.
He must have heard his dad talking about him on social media, so he decided to have a big night.
Put that into a perfect spot in this park. That wasn't coming back.
Nope. Almost off the Mountain Mitsubishi sign out there in right center and over the head of Lewis.
And it was just the freight train coming home. Hicks was followed quickly by DeBanning. And Niles, who got on his horse.
Josh Niles has got some wheels. I didn't realize that till we saw that.
For a big fella, Niles getting from first all the way around to home. And the Cardinals open a 6-1 lead.
That's probably going to change the pitching plans down in the bullpen now. A little bit anyways. Somebody's shut it down for now.
Alvarado. That one's going to get away from Maud as it was in the dirt. And Rempel's up to third, still with just one away.
Likely scored a wild pitch as that one bounced in past the plate. Rempel over to third now, still only one away. And Sam Green coming up for a mound visit with his starting pitcher.
And Justin Mara and Dustin Richardson are both jogging out towards the bullpen.
Yeah. Richardson's telling somebody to get moving a lot faster. It's not him going to throw yet, but it looks like Adam Mara down there as well.
I think that's Greg Carrington who's throwing.
Yeah.
As the mound visit's going to wrap up. Yeah, it is Greg Carrington who's throwing.
He's pitched a couple of games already this year.
Justin Mara's having some conversations with some folks down there.
Probably just where they are in the order and everything else, who's going to come in to where.
And folks are fighting off some June bugs tonight. They're buzzing around the ballpark.
As long as they're not mosquitoes, we're okay.
If these are mosquitoes, I got a lot of questions.
Yeah. Where have you been hiding?
My goodness. As 2-1.
Yeah, they're definitely too big for mosquitoes.
Still one away as Ian Tomasi will foul this one back 2-2.
And Tomasi's got a walk and flown out to right field so far.
Got to believe that this is going to be the end of the line here for Wiljanus Alvarado, whether it comes in the inning or to begin the Cardinals' half of the seventh. As Ian Tomasi shoots this towards Jose Vinicio, who pops up, looked back, Rempel from third, but then was off target. And the wild throw is going to bring Rempel home and Ian Tomasi to first base.
I think Benicio got distracted by Rempel at third and caught him in his eye line when he was trying to line up the throw to first. And then rushed it.
And now I think we're going to see Greg Carrington make his way into this ball game.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened here on this throw. He just was looking too far over at Rempel, lost where his balance was and where his footing was, and threw the ball away, unfortunately, on the first baseman.
7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. As you see, everyone all smiles for Tanner Rempel, who in this ball game has 4 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a run scored. That is a big-time night for Tanner Rempel, who has provided the Cardinals with star-level defense at first base as well.
He has.
And, yeah, we are in a mountain of June bugs here in the grandstand.
Yep.
They are just flying up from below us.
Well, it's probably the cool enough night for them to be flying around, too. They're probably just doing what everybody else is doing for.
Yeah.
Looking for some food and a good place to crash for the night.
The IBL All-Star Showdown will take place
As Greg Carrington will make his way into this ball game. And, Neil, as you mentioned, it's the last 2 times that we have seen the Toronto Maple Leafs at Bernie Arbor Stadium. We have seen Greg Carrington.
Yep. 5 2/3 innings pitched so far. He's allowed 7 hits, 3 runs. His ERA is 4.76. Does have 5 strikeouts and allowed 2 walks so far. So he's been rather effective on the hill in relief for the Maple Leafs when called upon. I had no idea he was even thinking about being a pitcher at all this year until he suddenly came out on the mound.
Yeah, it listed as an outfielder.
And that's where I've always seen him play. He was in the outfield. So, and of course, mind you, the Leafs also got Jesse Hodges that does the same sort of thing too. So Hodges, of course, pitched for the national team a few years back.
Carrington will be looking to just get out of this inning at least, and then
turn it over to somebody else, most likely.
Yeah, I'm assuming see where it goes from there. But
yep.
Tanner Rempel's efforts have turned this game on its head.
Remind me to get Chris Piano to get me some lotto numbers after this, since he predicted this to be a blowout. So he's well on his way.
He said that they were going to need to score a lot of runs in this ball game, but up until the 6th inning,
it's a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
I think just Alvarado got a little tired, and I think the Cardinals are all talking as a group and say, okay, what is he throwing you wearing? Is he stepping things off here, or is it just where is these pitches going?
Well, on self-inflicted wounds as well. 2 hit by pitch in this inning.
Yep.
And that is going to make it troublesome. So Alvarado gets through 5 1/3 before turning it over to Greg Carrington. And Nicholson fouls that one back. There's clearly been some work done on the meshing out in front of us, and great work by the crew here at Bernie Arbor Stadium after that freak accident we saw with the ball last week coming through the mesh.
Well, exactly. You see there's 2 patch jobs up top, and it looks like they got an extra bonus baseball up there for whoever seems to knock that one back through.
Nicholson swings through it 1 and 2.
That one almost skipped up here.
And it does look like, just from my eye, that the area where they had trouble last week has been completely fixed.
Yep.
As Carrington delivers, and Nicholson's going to tee this one. Oh, what a catch by Benicio!
Wow.
Benicio running back off his spot at shortstop. Brandon Nicholson's got to be wondering what he's got to do to get one on the ground in this ball game.
Exactly. I think he's going to have words with Benicio and probably say, hey, man, stop ripping me off, but hey, what heck of a play.
Oh, my.
Every ounce of that little man's body just went up in the air.
Athleticism personified right there from Jose Benicio. And that will bring Zach Marriott up. If the Maple Leafs can get out of this inning without any further damage, somebody owes Jose Benicio a cold one.
Yep.
That was brilliant. Zion Tomasi would have been on his way towards third.
Easily.
As Marriott swings through 1-1. Greg Carrington trying to get through this bottom of 6 in a hurry. He'll wind and deliver. And Marriott pops it. Dan Mara trying to locate it. Vinicio was coming over to help him. And Mara able to track it down. Carrington steps in, settles things down, but the damage done. 4 across in the inning. The run led by Tanner Rempel with the 3 RBI double. And through 6 full, the Hamilton Cardinals have a 7-1 lead. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball presented by Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And as always on Friday nights, it is a big thank you to Little Caesars with 8 locations across the Hamilton area. Little Caesars is never too far away, and our crew is getting fed by our great friends at the 969 Upper Ottawa Street location. Thanks to those folks at Little Caesars for helping us bring you Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And, of course, Neil, Little Caesars, what a move they made to hop in on that strikeout count. The donations are racking up.
Well, exactly. Thanks to Brett Lawson's, I believe we're up to 65 strikeouts on the season tonight now.
Yeah, Lawson added another 4 tonight.
So 64 then. Came in with 60, so yeah, 64 then. That's great. Of course, that would be a donation going to Mission Services to help strike out hunger in the Hamilton area.
Cade Kozak will come in after Brett Lawson was brilliant through 6 to open up the top of the 7th.
And this is an opportunity for Cade Kozak, who's been, effective at points, and then other times it's just like he kind of lets people off the hook, so he gets an opportunity to go against this Maple Leaf with a sizable lead here.
Jose Vinicio will be the first man up. And Kozak, the lefty, and we have seen he has really spectacular stuff.
He definitely does.
As you said, Neil, it's been at times where he's got to a 2-strike count and almost seemed to lose a little bit of killer instinct. And right here, getting to an 0-2 count on Jose Vinicio.
Maybe he needs to go back and play a little more Mortal Kombat and just go back in there and get the finishers off. Finish him.
That's what he's going to be looking to do right here. And I think as the season goes along, as he begins to really trust his stuff, he's going to be a really good piece for the Cardinals out of the bullpen as he gets Vinicio swinging for the strikeout.
No problem finishing that one off there, and that's the first strikeout of the night for him. 1 away here in the 7th inning.
That's got to be a big one for confidence, not just to get a strikeout, but to get Jose Vinicio.
Yep.
And just taking a look to see if our Troy Islikar's having a look over at the stands, and if Troy has a chance to chime in with us on what he's seeing out of Cade Kozak coming out of that bullpen, as his first offering to Connor Lewis a little bit high. Like getting some thoughts from a little bit downstairs from Troy when we get the opportunity, Neil, getting a different vantage point than
exactly.
You and I.
Because you and I are sitting above everything, and we're looking downwards at things where Troy's at field level and see a totally different look at things.
For instance, he gets to see just how tall Brett Lawson is.
Yep.
Although to Troy, I mean, it's really not that. Like Troy's a big dude.
Troy's a big dude too.
There's a reason I used to have to stand on a sandbag when we do on cameras.
You're giving away all your secrets here, Reed. Come on.
Oh, everybody knows.
All
They'd
right.
see us at almost head level.
I know.
Nobody believed that. As Connor Lewis hammers this one way foul.
Oh, your buddy's going, man, he grew overnight.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
Was it Miracle Grow or what was it?
Well, especially because all of those guys have seen me standing next to Troy like,
Yeah.
hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
No,
something's not right here.
no,
I call it shenanigans.
Yeah. You're not getting away with that there, pal. Of course, Troy also made sure that the sandbag still kept me shorter than him. Because
You let some out?
well, I mean, he was correct.
Yeah.
If suddenly I'm an inch taller,
That's
now
not going to look right.
now we're really stretching
Yeah.
people's beliefs. 3-1 the count to Connor Lewis. I have met a couple people though who didn't know that fact, that have looked at me after introducing and said, "Where's the rest of you?"
Yeah.
Like, well, I stand on a
Yeah.
sandbag,
I
Yeah,
gave my stilts operator tonight off.
If he was taller than me, then everyone knows it was Hollywood special effects.
Yeah, well, exactly.
The fact that I was anywhere near as tall as you was Hollywood special effects, for crying out loud. Actually, I think it was Brendan Nicolau special effects, our producer down in the truck. As Connor Lewis gets picked up by Duncan, sent over to first. Oh, Rempel got him with the tag.
Great job by Tanner Rempel there to even apply that tag on Connor Lewis.
The throw pulled Rempel off the bag just slightly, and as he was doing the whirling dervish, he was still able to make the tag.
Extended their lead to 2-0.
Right on the money. What a tag
Great
by
play.
Tanner Rempel.
Lewis is like, you still got me? Yeah, okay.
Now, you may have heard a chuckling from Neil. It was because Brendan downstairs just let out the secret that he wrote my name on the sandbag. And he did.
Yep.
That is true.
I think we left that behind at First Ontario, though, didn't we?
We're going to have to check with Brendan. I'm not sure where that sandbag currently resides.
The Reed Duffy autograph
To the
sandbag.
mausoleum.
I did sign it before we left. As Kozak delivers. We called a championship with me standing on that sandbag, for crying out loud.
Well, there you go. That's why it's retired.
That's right. But to dispel the rumor, the sandbag did not get to lift the Robertson Cup. That was just Troy and I. As Kozak delivers, Mara chops that one foul, 1-2.
Yeah, Cade Kozak is just bringing it. He's got a lot of velocity on that fastball, and then he's got a ball that tails away from right-handed hitters.
Troy,
Slurve?
are you seeing a confidence difference right now in Kozak from when we saw him? Was it just about a month ago on a Friday night where he just didn't seem like he was willing to challenge at 2 strikes?
Yeah, I think he's pitching now as opposed to throwing.
Yeah.
Right? He's just letting it go and letting his mechanics do the work.
He wanted that one on Dan Mara right there.
Especially when it's his first season in the IBL, brand new league he's not used to seeing on a regular basis, against guys that played at the pro level consistently.
George Halim was very excited to get Cade Kozak, and still doesn't get it.
Yeah, he got squeezed on that one, I think.
You got to earn those ones, kid.
Yeah, that's the rookie pitcher, veteran batter.
Yep. And veteran umpire, too, going, yeah, I'm not giving you that one.
Not yet, not yet.
Show me you can earn it.
3-2 the count. Can Kozak come right back and close out Dan Mara? Not this time.
I think there's a release point was just off on that pitch, and he knew it as soon as he threw it.
So that'll bring Jordan Castaldo up.
To the plate, first baseman number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
Castaldo 1 for 3, grounded into a double play, struck out, and singled his last time up.
And now a test for the youngster. Now you got one on. The strikeout of Vinicio, the ground out of Lewis. Dan Mara earned that walk. as he had to be real patient on a couple of pitches. And that one maybe a little high, a little outside.
You might want to check the weather forecast again because I'm looking at the scoreboard out of town, and well, London got back into another rain delay here.
Well, we will take a look at the radar as Jordan Castaldo steps. London is just getting deluged tonight.
Yeah.
That one running in low, 2-0. We're
still mark safe.
Oh, we're laughing.
All right.
Not till well after 11.
I'll be on my way home by that time at this pace.
Might be a little cloudy, but I think we're in pretty good shape, unless something changes dramatically. And 3-0 now to Jordan Castaldo.
And this is what we saw last time out of Kozak too. He lost a batter and just gave up on his confidence a little bit here, and maybe somebody like Bernardo or something just got to go back and hey, reel it back in.
Bernardo just gave him a couple of signals, kind of saying, all right, let's go, as Castaldo's going to work the walk, as Dan Mara will move up to second, Castaldo to first. Back-to-back walks, and
Bernardo's going to have a little talk with him, take him under his wing here and say, hey, listen, you got 2 outs. You got defense behind you here. Just relax. Like you've done a million other times. Hit the glove 3 times.
Hey, look at that from Luis Bernardo. That is exactly why he is such a valued member of this Cardinals team.
Yep.
Come here a sec, kid. Let me talk to you. As Justin Mara. So Dan Mara at second, Jordan Castaldo at first. Justin Mara at the plate. 2 away in the inning. And Kozak delivers a first pitch strike. It's a good rebound right there.
Yep.
Top of the 7th inning in a game that has had pretty good pace overall. As Kozak delivers, gets Mara swinging, 0-2. Now, Kozak does face the same challenges he did with brother Dan Mara in that veteran batter, veteran ump, rookie pitcher.
Got the 2 strikes and just...
Can he get the 3rd strike out of Jeff Rose here? As Kozak has the look in. Mara on the ground. Rempel snares it. Back to first. Kozak gets out of the inning.
And that's a big pick-me-up from Tanner Rempel for Cade Kozak here.
Another really sharp play from Tanner Rempel over at first base. Take another look, Neil. This ball almost dies out, and he has to adjust right there.
Yep. It looked like he was trying to field it in front of him, and it just started tailing down the right field line, so he had to reach back and glove that one a little bit.
Cardinals retain the 7-1 lead, and I believe that Troy Islikar is looking to set up downstairs for us. Troy in the middle of the 7th, take it away.
Well, you get all these shots where you see the players and you walk right out onto the field and you get a real dynamic look at the Hamilton Cardinals. And the guy behind all that is our Matty Gallant. And Matty, what have you got there that allows you to do and get the shots that you get?
So I call this thing the Beast. We got a Ronin here, a little gimbal. We got the mirrorless camera on here, gives us a really nice shallow depth of field look. Super cinematic, super pro looking. It's, yeah, there we go. So you can see it out here. Super smooth, looks really great here. You can get really nice and close up into the action. And it really gives the viewer at home a nice dynamic look that's a little bit different from what you might be used to here on TV.
Well, our viewers may or may not know that Matty is a member of the Hamilton Bulldogs media staff, does the same stuff, miraculous video that he gets for the Bulldogs. What is the difference that you find covering hockey and baseball? I mean, baseball, obviously, you can walk right onto the field, but what is the main difference that you find?
Well, it's certainly a lot hotter out here than in an ice rink, so that's one. But no, like I said before, just getting real close up into the action. You're not stuck behind the glass or anything. You know, you can really give a great dynamic look. to the show that, as a viewer at home, I think you can really feel like you're a part of the action.
Well, as a viewer at home, and I am a viewer sometimes at home, and love the work that you do behind the scenes, and you just don't get enough credit for it. And we're going to give it to you today here at Hamilton Cardinals, and the stuff that you do here and for the Brantford team. Thanks a lot, Matty, and great work.
Awesome. Thanks, Troy. I really appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. As we'll see Tyler Duncan step up to open the bottom of the 7th inning. As there you see the look from Matty's camera.
I want 2 of those beasts in Guelph. Please.
I'll tell you, it's not just the beast itself, but it's the guy who runs it.
Too.
Yeah, we are really lucky to have Matty Gallant downstairs for us. I am super lucky in that I get to work with Matty day in and day out. So with the Brantford Bulldogs, I'm the manager of broadcasting and communications. Matty is our head of digital media. And I get to essentially see his genius and work with it on a day in, day out basis.
I've seen some of that stuff, and it's just rather impressive. I'm taking notes at home just because, when I do my various things for other places and things, sometimes we chime in with a brilliant art piece myself here once in a while. So I'll full up respect.
I'll come up with an idea and give it to Matty.
Yep.
And by the time he's done with it, he has gone so far beyond where I thought that idea could be.
Yep.
I mean, I said, hey, why don't we do a Sopranos video, like the intro for the schedule release? Matty went, oh, we can do that. Yeah, blown away by the finished product. Yep. Just blown away. As Tyler Duncan caught on strikes by Marek Deska.
Duncan not having a Tyler Duncan kind of night here. 0 for 4 in the contest, his 2nd strikeout tonight.
Well, the positive for the Cardinals being they haven't needed Duncan to drive the offense. It's come from other places, the likes of Josh Niles and Tanner Rempel.
Well, once again, the bottom of the order here for the Cardinals doing a lot of work, doing a lot of the lifting here tonight, too.
And Luis Bernardo steps in. Neil, what is it about Marek Deska that has made him such an effective pitcher for such a length of time?
He's always been like this, even when he was with High Park, and I remember him throwing that no-hitter the one year. It was just like, he's just got that stuff.
Bernardo twists it into right field, and that will be caught down by Marcus Connect.
It's not overpowering or anything, but it's the stuff that, he gets outs with. He's got enough, gumption to challenge hitters at right times, too. And will go out there and overthink them sometimes on the hill.
It doesn't matter a whole heck of a lot if you throw 99 if you can't get an out with it.
Oh, exactly.
As you get a great look at Dennis DeBanning in the on-deck circle. If Connor Hicks is to reach here, DeBanning will follow him.
Of course, there were summers where he pitched for Jack for May and June, and then he'd go to Poland and pitch for the Poland national team for a little bit. Helped them try to qualify for the European Championships. In hopes of getting to the Olympics, but it unfortunately just never happened as far as Poland goes yet to this point.
Though it is great to see the proliferation of baseball across the world, and a lot like hockey in that more countries are coming on and getting more and more competitive.
I remember when I was back in high school and the internet was just really becoming a thing. I would see all these ads for people to come coach in Austria and everything else to come teach us baseball, and we'll pay you. I was looking for a free vacation back then. I thought about it.
2-2 the count to Hicks as Deska with a real nice pitch on the inside.
Of course, you're young enough you can go do that. You've got some baseball experience and everything else, and not going to guarantee that baseball was high caliber or anything, because I saw some of the fields and it was like, okay, well, it's like really rundown schoolyards and stuff, but hey, it's still baseball, still getting a chance to go see parts of the world you might not see otherwise.
That was something that I had on a list of goals. Was something I wanted to play either ice hockey or inline hockey in Europe. Never quite got the chance. But, yeah, it is kind of neat when you think about that. Of course, inline hockey, and I think back, you play at an arena like Valley Park here in Hamilton, and what it would have been like this week when it's 41 degrees out. 4-on-4, no icing, no offside, no two-line pass.
Yep.
And you're in that heat.
Hoping for line changes that don't exist, unfortunately, on 4-on-4.
Cool. Yeah, and especially if you're short on a bench. I've taken some 5-minute shifts. It's yikes. Not by choice. Deska winds and delivers. Hicks flares that again off the mesh, staying alive at the full count. So Greg Carrington came on to pitch 2/3 of an inning, settled things down for the Maple Leafs. And now Marek Deska has worked his way through 2/3 and now pitching to try to get out of this 7th inning as Hicks will flare this one into shallow left. Dos Santos steps on. And the 7th inning has come to a close. The Cardinals hold a 7-1 lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs. You are watching Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. You are looking at the man they call Doc. That's Stephen Hospital making his IBL debut with the Hamilton Cardinals. And he'll face off with Marcus Connect in his first challenge and nearly became what was known at Niagara University as Mr. Reliable. Program record of 93 appearances, 128 innings pitched, as Marcus Connect is going to welcome him to the IBL with a single.
Of course, yeah, it's 23 times out of the bullpen this season for the Purple Eagles. 31.1 innings pitched, struck out 20 batters at a 2-2 record with 2 saves. Like you mentioned, broke the program record for career appearances against Fairfield in the AMAC championships. Of course, they've named the AMAC all-academic team as well. 6'5" on the mound. Does George just go find the tallest guys he can and say, "Here, come get in the car, kid. I got candy."
Well, between the height on Stephen Hospital and Zach Cameron, who looks like a linebacker, who is also getting loose down there, so I wonder if we'll see both of these Niagara University products make their debuts tonight.
Of course, you got to imagine their coaches are beaming. As we mentioned, Matt Spatafora taking over as the interim head coach for Niagara, as their head coach is going to go to William Mary to be their new head coach.
That's Lane Renault, who's also stretching out down in the bullpen. The aforementioned Zach Cameron standing out by where the other pitchers are sitting, as time awarded with Jonathan Salazzo at the plate. How about that for a welcome to the IBL? You had Marcus Connect and Jonathan Salazzo.
So, Dad, who'd you have to face in your first appearance? These tall guys. Guys that used to play former pro baseball.
One of the best hitters in IBL history.
Yep. Guys that both hit moonshots.
Yeah, we talk about the skill level of Jonathan Salazzo and what he's done. How about what Marcus Connect can do?
Yep.
3-0 the count to Salazzo. Hospital delivers, gets that one on the outside edge, 3-1. And obviously Hospital has been well versed in what Salazzo can do because like Lawson earlier, he is working the outside.
Yep. Trying to get Salazzo to reach a little further out of his comfort zone here. They don't want to miss inside at all.
Hospital delivers. That one's going to run well out, and that is a walk to Jonathan Salazzo. It's his second walk of the ball game.
Stepping up to the plate, left fielder number 8, Ryan Dos Santos.
As Ryan Dos Santos will step in.
There's also got to be an adjustment coming out of that bullpen mound. It looks kind of, a lot more flat than the one out here does on the hill. Of course, last week you and I saw them, I don't know what they took to it, a chainsaw or whatever the heck that was when the game was over.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that piece of equipment before. As Hospital opens up Dos Santos with a strike.
It was absolutely tearing up the dirt in front of the mound.
And making a horrible buzzing sound. It's like Dustin Richardson's coming out to coach first base here. As Hospital, that was a heck of a break on that with some heat. 1-1. Well, I guess why not? Richardson's been around the block a few times. He knows what he's doing.
Yep. Probably giving some pointers to their base runners, too. Say, hey, this guy does this and this.
Oh, Dos Santos caught swinging through as Hospital pulled the string on it.
Of course, Hospital was a mathematics major. We should have got him to do the stats before the game.
Now we think of it.
Now we think, yes. Next time, Steve. Next time.
Yeah, the Cardinals were really over the moon to get a hold of these two pitchers as Dos Santos is going to swing this one into right field. DeBanning's going to come up with the ball. It's single, walk, single, and it's bases loaded for the Maple Leafs with nobody out.
20, Lachlan Mott.
And Lachlan Mott, the youngster, will come out to the pitch. Come up the bat with the bases loaded now.
Another nice piece of hitting there by Ryan Dos Santos.
He's definitely heating up, and of course, General Manager Jeff Lonsberry was expecting big things out of him this year. So he told Thomas West the last time he was up in the press box, or I guess the broadcast booth. It's not in the box. It's the tent beside the press box.
He takes what he's given and makes something out of it.
Yep.
As Hospital will deliver, and that one's going to run outside 1-0. And now Zach Cameron is warming up in earnest behind his former Niagara University mate.
Yep.
So likely we're going to see both the Niagara University pitchers debut here tonight. As Maud shoots this into right field, DeBanning gets underneath it, one away. DeBanning will turn, gets it on to Rempel. It will score connect on the sac fly.
Lachlan Mott with a sac fly F9. It's now a 7-2 ball game. Runners still at second and first with now one away. As Connect comes home to
Stepping
score.
up to the plate, the shortstop number 1, Jose Vinicio.
And Jose Vinicio, who's struck out a pair of times tonight, and also has a ground out, will be the batter now.
As 8 minutes left in the second period, and the Edmonton Oilers have a 2-0 lead on the Florida Panthers in what has got to be one of the most raucous atmospheres in hockey history in Edmonton tonight, trying to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0 in that series.
Well, I remember so many people writing those Oilers off after it was down 2-0 in the series.
No, when you have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, you cannot be written off. No. And they've done a really nice job of adding around the edges on that team. Matthias Ekholm coming in on the blue line. That was a big improvement for them. Evan Bouchard running the power play. He's really looked at home out there. As Vinicio swings through, and no, it's, I think Jeff Rose is saying you got a piece of it.
Got a piece of it, hit the ground. Bernardo's trying to argue with him, but not getting anywhere.
So it'll remain 0-2 to Jose Vinicio.
Yeah, it hit the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, great job by the umpire there. That was right in front of me here. It hit the ground.
That's why Rosie's one of the best.
It's one of those things, Neil, that I don't think when Jeff Rose has been behind the plate, you and I have ever had much of a conversation about strike zones or oddities in a game.
Kind of, when Rosie's back there, what you're going to see. You're going to see a very fair zone for both teams.
Hospital delivers. That one runs outside, 2-2.
And he's going to keep the game moving. He's not going to let guys go wandering off after an 0-2 pitch or whatever else and complaining about didn't like that call. He's going to keep them somewhat close to the batter's box.
I mean, he should be running the clinics for the rest of the league, I think. What should be going on is that pitch is going to hop through, and that is going to scoot Salazzo up to third and Dos Santos up to second as Vinicio now sees the full count.
And again, it could be a case of nerves here with Hospital as well. First time pitching at home, and then, well, I guess close to home as he's probably pitched in a couple of years here.
Certainly.
He's probably very familiar with this mound, but he was probably much younger when the last time he pitched on it.
Yeah, I believe Hospital from the Oakville area.
Yep.
Zach Cameron is actually a Hamilton guy from Bishop Ryan High School. Hospital gets Vinicio swinging through it. 2 away.
A big out here for Hospital and company.
And that is 3 straight strikeouts for Jose Vinicio. Talk about Tyler Duncan not having a Tyler Duncan night. Jose Vinicio having the same issue.
Yep. And that could just be Luis Bernardo knowing how to pitch to this guy and, what he likes to go after.
Connor Lewis has a single and a run scored in the ball game. And at the same time has grounded out 6-3 in each of his last 2 appearances.
That's a lot of pizzas on that spear down there.
Cardinals pitching is really doing a number on the strikeout count.
Yep.
As Hospital working a 1-0 count. Tries outside again. Bernardo down to block it. 2-0.
And with a veteran like Connor Lewis, who's got a good eye of where the strike zone is most nights, you're not going to get him to chase those pitches out there too often.
Got to think that Stephen Hospital is going to come out of this ball game after this inning as that ball gets onto the ground, and Salazzo is going to scoot across to make it 7-3 on the wild pitch. And that will also move Ryan Dos Santos up to third.
Yep.
And I think you're right, Neil, in that some nerves right now for the youngster. And it's to be expected.
Definitely is.
He's showing he's got the stuff to be real successful. As Hospital will deliver, and that'll run to 3-1. (7-3) the score. At last look, Zach Cameron was the man who is getting loose in behind Stephen Hospital. 3-2 as Hospital brings that one across the plate.
Connor Lewis didn't like that pitch, but not much you can do about it now.
As Hospital will look in at Connor Lewis, and I believe we've got Lane Renault who's going to join us on the headset as Lewis taps this one on the ground, charged by Rempel. He'll flip the Hospital. Got him. What a shovel over.
Lane Renault once again, Tanner Rempel once again with the pick-me-up, thrown over the first in time to get Lewis. The Cardinals get out of the inning.
And we are going to head to a break as we will get set for the bottom of the 8th inning and see if we can get Lane Renault back on the headset for the bottom of the 8th to join us when we come back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Moments ago, we believed we were going to have Lane Renault on headset, and then we got word that Lane had to bail. Well, with good reason. Neely's coming into the ball game.
Sorry, guys, I got to go hit a baseball. It's okay, Lane. We'll catch you next time.
Absolutely. There couldn't think of a better reason to have a guest bail on us than, I'm about to go to bat.
He's not Matt Damon. This is not Jimmy Kimmel. We're not apologizing to Matt Damon for the 90th billionth time for brushing him off.
So Lane Renault will enter the game for the Hamilton Cardinals with a 7-3 lead. And if things go the way the Cardinals would like them to, Neil, this will be the last time tonight that they will be up to bat. So why not get Lane Renault into the ball game?
Well, Chris Piano told Troy Issacardo you figured he had to score in bunches against this Maple Leaf team. And so far that is definitely boding to be true here. Up by 4, looking for probably at least 1 or 2 more insurance runs here in the 8th inning.
And if this track's correct, I believe he's stepping in for Dennis DeBanning.
Yep. Which means he's probably going to right field.
Very likely.
So some bad news in London. The game did get washed out. He's suspended at some point.
Yeah, that tracking of the storm, it just ran completely south of us.
And then the bottom of the 8th inning, Chatham Kent still up on the Kitchener Panthers, 7-4.
Barnstormers are showing a lot of heart in their first season in the IBL.
They are. The Panthers just continuing to struggle, unfortunately.
Also doesn't hurt when you got a guy named Seth Strong. But.
No.
And Lane Renault is going to be put down on strikes by Marek Deska. 1 away, but I believe Dennis DeBanning has popped the headset on. Dennis, have you got us downstairs?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome on to Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Pleasure to have you along. And
look at that big smile. He looks like a happy guy tonight. There we go.
You were a big part of things tonight, Dennis. A couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. First of all, the running speed on that Tanner Rempel double that you came racing around the bags. You almost passed somebody on the way home. What was in your mind there when you were coming around? Oh, I think we've lost Dennis downstairs. We might have to get Troy to go down and catch up with him there.
Yep.
As Josh Niles is up. Oh, and swings one off Marek Deska, which bounces right over to Jordan Castaldo at first base, and Josh Niles is retired on one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen.
Kick save by Deska over to Castaldo for the out.
All right, Dennis, I think we got you back. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
So let us in on that. Let us in on that play there coming around the bags as you were on the horse.
Oh, for sure, man. First of all, Rempel's my guy. As soon as he made contact with the bat, I knew that was in the gap. So I told myself I'm scoring for him, 100%.
This Cardinals team went through a little bit of a mini slump over a couple of weeks. You guys battled right back out of it. You guys are a young team. Is it really, once you get some momentum, as Luis Bernardo's popping in here.
Oh, the classic
when
photo ball.
When you guys get some momentum, are you guys just that much harder to stop?
Oh, 100%. I know the league definitely fears the Cardinals, 100%. So that little losing stretch, we weren't too worried about that. We knew we would overcome that for sure.
Well, only 4 teams have allowed less runs. Only 1 team has scored more. So it really felt like just a blip in the radar. And judging by what we've seen down at field level, it never looked like you guys even had a sweat to it at all.
Not at all. I mean, there's always bumps on the road. You always face adversity here and there, but it matters how you get back up. How do you climb back from adversity? That's all that matters. And I feel like right now we're in a little groove, so we just got to keep it going.
How important is the man that we just had photobomb in there, Luis Bernardo, to this team? It just seems like he is a bit of the beating heart of this team.
Oh, my God.
Tanner Rempel.
What I say? That's my guy.
Long gone.
What I say?
Deep into the Hamilton night.
What I say? Talk to him, Remp. Talk to him.
Oh, I thought it was out of the ballpark. Lost it on the Life Lab sign. It's another double for Rempel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
make it 3 for him in this ball game. Dennis, what are you talking to him about in that dugout?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, he's my guy, so I want the best for him always. Yeah, he's my guy. I want the best for him always.
Keeler Loveridge is going to step up to the plate. Tanner Rempel's third double of the night. He's got 4 RBIs in this ball game. Is it just you guys are feeding off one another right now? Because if the top of the order has an off night, the bottom of the order picks it up. You guys can you're batting 6th tonight. You can hit 3rd, you can hit 6th, you can hit anywhere in this group. So can Marriott, so can Nicholson, so can Duncan, so can Luis. Like, is it just so much chemistry right now?
I mean, once a night, we can all do our thing. It's all about doing our little job and then passing the baton. You know what I mean? Just playing for the guy next to you. That's all it is.
You guys have seen some spectacular pitching performances already this year as well. Brett Lawson, he's got 5 championship rings. He's seen everything in this league, and you guys are consistently getting 5, 6 strong innings out of him. What do those kind of performances from a veteran mean to you guys?
Oh man, just Lawson's a huge vet. He's a huge asset to our team, and we all look up to him, so it's amazing to see him do the work that he does.
Keeler Loveridge retired on strikes. Before we hit the break, Dennis, what's the outlook for this Cardinals team? What do you guys need to do to take that next step going forward?
We just got to keep applying pressure. We just got to trust in ourselves and trust in the guys next to us, and we'll be just fine, man, 100%.
Dennis, we really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Friday Night Baseball. Always love seeing you out there, and keep it up, my friend.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you.
That is Dennis DeBanning. He is an elite talent in the IBL, and we will be back with the top of the 9th inning after a word from our friends at Rollins.
My first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
It's Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Neil, we just heard from Dennis DeBanning, who said Tanner Rempel is his guy.
Yeah, he's going to be a lot of people's guys after a performance like tonight.
And let's take a look at the handiwork of Tanner Rempel. 3 doubles in this ball game, and fooled me with that last one that I thought was out of here.
Well, even the outfielders didn't put their hands up, so we didn't have any indication it bounced over.
And we'll see a little bit of handiwork in the field as well as just an incredible night overall from Tanner Rempel, who's wearing Danny Berg's number 3 tonight. Maybe it's something in the number.
Maybe. Everybody else could be lining up to lose their jersey accidentally. Take that number 3 off. And it's still number 3. Danny won't mind.
We saw that brilliant tag as well that he had after the throw, kind of pulled him off first base, and he still made the 360 stop. Zach Cameron making his IBL debut, and a special pitcher at Niagara University, Neil. His numbers were out of this world.
Absolutely.
But to talk a little bit deeper on Rempel, Dennis DeBanning, I think, really showed how deep and how connected this team is. For him to, I mean, you look at what Dennis DeBanning's doing on this season. 3 for 3 tonight for DeBanning, and he's batting well over 300, and he's giving all the credit to everybody else.
Yep.
And talking about how Tanner Rempel's his guy, he believes in him. There is something special with this young group of Hamilton Cardinals.
Well, exactly. And they're just going to be one of these teams that, they're going to only get better with age. They're going to grow together. They're going to learn to win together. They're learning how to accept defeat with pride, and, they're going to get better.
Well, and as DeBanning said, that mini slump, it never even bothered them.
Yep.
And I think that's the right way to look at it, too. And Chris Piano's talked about it. It wasn't like everything was just falling apart. It was one aspect of the game, it seemed, each night just wasn't working.
Yep.
But coming into tonight, only the 4 teams ahead of them in the standings have allowed less runs. Just one team, the top team in the league, has scored more runs. This is a good ball club.
Yep. Well, no question it is.
Zach Cameron to a full count on Dan Mara.
Of course, Cameron finished the year off with 24 appearances out of the bullpen, an 8-1 record with 11 saves. That's just 8-1 out of the bullpen.
So now you look at the back of the Cardinals bullpen, and you've got Stefan Strecker, you've got Jacob Gadjic, and you've got Zach Cameron.
Yeah, 59 strikeouts in 59 innings, so it's a strikeout an inning. Opponents were batting .211 against him, so get this guy the ball whenever possible. He just got a huge punch out there.
Rings up Dan Mara. Zach Cameron showing it off, and nice frame there as well.
I think Mara just got shown at the gate, or is that just the spear coming through?
I believe that's the spear.
Okay. I wasn't sure because even the umpire looked back here, and I was like, okay.
I think Rosie was confused.
I think so, too.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe a round of applause for a consistent strike zone tonight.
We definitely got to get taller chairs.
Yeah. I'm trying over here.
Yeah.
As Cameron gets Castaldo swinging through the first one. Castaldo might have got a tip on that ball that shot it through the feet of Luis Bernardo. Okay, well, we have an offer from downstairs that next week I'll have a sandbag to sit on, and I'm not saying no. A little bit of height here would
help you out,
would help, yeah. As Cameron gets him on the outside edge for 3-2. Joking with my wife because I had a physical not long ago, and I've always joked that I'm 5'9", not 5'8", and I'm 5'9 and a quarter. Yes, it's official.
It's official.
It's in documents. Oh, Cameron rings up Castaldo.
Wow.
Jordan Castaldo's not happy about it, but Zach Cameron
painted that one.
Wow.
Castaldo usually works those away because of the way he moves around in the batter's box, but Jeff Rose having nothing with that said, no, that was over the plate. That's strike 3.
Cameron stepping right into the IBL and impressing. Opens up to Justin Mara a little bit high.
Gonna have to fist bump George on the way out again.
What a find.
Like you said, he went and raided Niagara University.
Yeah, Stephen Hospital, who after he had the first 3 batters reach, then got the next 3 in order, and now Zach Cameron has come on, back-to-back strikeouts, although 2-0 now to Justin Mara. Gets a lot harder when the catcher's there.
Yep. So Cameron was an education major. He was a grad student, too, so.
So we have the doctor and the professor?
Yeah. All we're missing is Marianne and the movie star.
That's right.
Well, we got the movie star downstairs.
Yeah, that's true.
You talking about me?
Well, maybe.
I was going to say Skipper for that one, but that's okay.
I think he has whacked me a couple times with a hat.
Oh, jeez.
As Justin Morrow will make his way to first base. I know right now, between Troy and my dad, I'm never going to hear the end of comparing myself to Gilligan. I can already sense it.
So if we see you walking in with those hats next time and the striped shirt, we know what happened.
I know what my Halloween costume is this year.
You know when you've been working together for too long.
Yeah. I always feel at home with you guys.
That's the idea. As Marcus Connect will step in. And Connect tees this one into center field. Nicholson charging hard. Nicholson ends the game on the slide.
Wow.
How
to make the highlight reel somehow.
Put the star beside that one as Zach Cameron serves it. He says it's up. Nicholson says, I got it down. Ooh, little snow cone action on the end as the Hamilton Cardinals come away with a 7-3 victory. Neil, that was a really impressive performance.
Well, it started off as a very tight pitcher's duel. The wheels fell off in the 6th inning, but it's the Cardinals that emerged victorious tonight.
6 strong innings to open things up from Brett Lawson. 4 RBIs from Tanner Rempel. A full team effort. And did we just see the birth of a new pitching star in Zach Cameron?
I definitely think you're going to have some guys looking at that footage there, especially how he got Castaldo out with ease there. Jordan Castaldo doesn't usually strike out too easily at all.
No, that's one of those that when you do it, keep the ball.
Yep.
It was action up and down the lineup for the Cardinals. They got contributions from everybody tonight. Josh Niles with a couple of sac flies. Kawhi and Tomasi, a couple of impressive defensive plays. Tyler Duncan, not a usual Duncan night at the plate, but Neil in the field. A couple laser throws over to first.
Sometimes you can't get it done with the bat, so you got to do it on the field.
And I don't think there's any doubt about who got named player of the game tonight.
No, it was
Tanner Rempel.
Dropping that championship belt out there, too.
3 doubles in the ball game tonight, 4 RBIs. What a performance from Tanner Rempel, and our Troy Islikar is going to have him in a couple of moments after he takes the obligatory photos.
Yep.
As
the 5-second pose down there.
That's right. Brew from Summer Catch is on target tonight.
Yep.
As there you see him walking over to Troy. And we're not going to waste too much time on this one. Troy, you got one of the most entertaining men in the IBL downstairs. Take it away with Tanner Rempel.
Well, Mr. Rempel, Mr. Rempel, Mr. Rempel. What can I say? 4 RBIs, 3 doubles. You had yourself a game wearing number 3. What's going to happen when the guy who wears number 3 comes back?
Oh, he gets it. He'll get it back. He'll get it back. I'm not superstitious, just a little stitious. So I'll let him take it back. I'll go back with the 44 and keep hitting baseballs with that number.
Well, we love talking to Tanner Rempel. He's always so effervescent and a lot of information. And Tanner, talk about tonight's game. What did you see today from this Toronto pitching that you just were all over?
You know, you got to give credit to all their guys. I mean, they're spotting up around the zone consistently. I mean, they pitched really well. I felt good, man. I don't know what to say. I just felt good behind the plate, or just in the batter's box, and just comfort. And that was a huge part of it today. That played a huge role in the success that I had.
Well, Reed and Neil, during the game, they wanted to know if you've ever played goalie in your life, because the way you play first base, the Florida Panthers could probably use you right about now. But your dad sent us a message during the game saying you've never played net, but how do you manage that style? And look at the pants. Usually you don't see any white at all. Oh, yeah. What have you got to say for yourself for tonight about the pants?
Well, I don't know. Whoops. I don't know. It's just a cleaner, I guess, today. That's just how it happened, I guess. But I don't know. It was a lot of fun with the guys, especially today. It just felt good. It was a team win. Felt good being with the guys and chemistry and bonding and all that stuff. It was good.
Now, you started the season as a team super hot, and then you had a little bit of a skid there in the last few games. Now 2 big games here tonight. What was the difference in these past 2 games? When I talked to Chris Piano, I mentioned that it looked like you guys are having more fun out there.
I think that's a big part of it is just, the fun we're having, the chemistry with the guys. There's been a lot of talk just throughout our front office about bringing in character guys this year, high quality guys, and I mean we've got that this year. It's a lot of fun playing next to these guys. It's fun playing for the guys next to you when they're good guys like this, and so I think that's a big contributor just to our success that we've had, as a group this season so far, and so we'll hope to keep it rolling.
Well, we always enjoy talking to you, Tanner, and congratulations on a great game. I'll let you get back to the team and celebrate this one, but good luck the rest of the season, and wow, you just knocked it out of the park tonight. And he's going back to number 44.
That's right. Number 44 is coming back.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. Tanner Rempel is he is a one-of-a-kind personality. Hey, look, you can barely see us.
Yeah.
See, this is what we're talking about. The chairs are not helping Neil or I up here. But, Neil, a big night for the Cardinals. They bumped the slump their last time out. Tonight, this looked like a full team performance up and down the lineup. Everybody had their contributions. That bodes well, and we hear it again downstairs.
Yep.
Dennis DeBanning earlier, Tanner Rempel at the end here, George Halim every time we've talked to him. 1, playing for the guy next to you.
Yep.
2, character people. It's working for the Hamilton
definitely
Cardinals.
is working so far this season.
So the Cardinals now will look ahead a little bit, and the schedule doesn't get any easier.
Nope.
As by the time we reconvene here next Friday night,
Yep.
it's the Welland Jackfish coming in, but these Cardinals could be riding a high by the time the top team in the league rolls
Well,
in.
exactly. I think they got Barrie tomorrow and then Toronto again, I can't remember where they're going Sunday. I'm sorry. Drawing a blank on Sunday.
But
yes.
back-to-back road games to
Yep.
close out the weekend before they get back here. So, Neil, it's a great one for the Cardinals, something to build off of. But I think from tonight we're going to take the 3 doubles from Tanner Rempel, the excitement of the team, and Brett Lawson and Zach Cameron on the hill.
Yep.
The longtime veteran with another great outing and potentially the beginning of another great IBL
exactly.
career.
You're going to see the IBL career. If Cameron sticks around and keeps doing what he does tonight, he's going to be right up there in probably the upper echelon as far as closers in the league.
Neil, always a pleasure to be up here with you. Thanks so much again tonight.
My pleasure.
It's great to have Neil Srivastava up here. Troy Islikar down at field level. I'm Reed Duthie. Big thanks to our entire Cable 14 crew. Without them, we're just 3 guys talking about baseball to the void. So we can't do it without our great crew. We'll be back with you next Friday night when the Cardinals host the Welland Jackfish. You've been watching Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball. Oh, what a win on Cable 14.